Oh man, my bad, my bad. Hey man, we all get one, right? We all get one. Listen, man. Um, shout out to everybody in the building, man. Hope you guys had a wonderful Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, by all means. If not, like I said, at least you guys have your family. Speaking of family, like I said, man, I was at my little late. I had to make this run to get food for these these three little BABGs in the in training. And one of those G's stand for girl. I got two 6-footers in the house along with the little fella. Oh, I'm Borgin. Shit, what the hell is going on here? On here, man. They won't let me be great today. Hold on, give me a second. All right, testing. Hey, let me help you out. Get you the fuck out of here, bum. Are we good? Is it good now? Is it a whole lot better now? Give me one that my audio is good now. You won't let me be great, man. They already done hated on me and what the hell? Let me hold on. Let me see what the fuck. Let me reset my shit. You know what? Let me do this. Let me do that. StreamYard is starting to get kind of fucking bullshit, man. Hold on. I'm about to switch over to damn Zoom, bro. Hold on. Fuck is my phone? Hold on. Alright. What about now? Let's see what we sound like now. Let's see what we sound like now. All right, so on my end, I'm listening to myself talk and everything's straight. So we should be great now. Should be have a good sound. Yeah, man. StreamYard should have to run me back some of my money. But either way, shout out to everybody in the building, bro. Um, uh, as you can see in the title, all right, the last shot that black folks really need to be worried about right now is the vaccine. Cause these niggas is shooting. Shout out to motherfucking shout out to Nas. All right. Without making you look, nigga. All right. You ain't gonna get a chance to look because you gonna be dead. Shout out to Cut to the Chase TV, bro. I saw Cut to the Chase TV's video about the dude getting shot on live, right? Of course, whatever's going in, man, with this whole Chicago thing, and this person, that person, and we smoking on this, we smoking on that. One of these guys said that, and later on that day, hey, he got sent to the upper room, bro. He got sent to the upper room, okay, for apparently those dis sentiments. All right. Again, this all stems back to what we tried to tell people about when you had the whole anarchist mindset of defund the police and to literally take away the only shield for the majority of law-abiding citizens. Okay, especially law-abiding citizens that reside in non-Second Amendment friendly states and or cities. Chicago, New York City, Los Angeles, the whole state. Excuse me, my dumbass. California, the whole state, Los Angeles and Compton and places like that specifically. Um, where the only people that worry about gun laws are law-abiding citizens. Again, criminals do not care about laws. That's why they're criminals. Okay? Criminals do not care about laws. Okay? So when you have an understanding of that, what you tend to do is you stop trying to put it in laws in order to deter the criminals because they're a fucking criminal. They don't give a damn. They don't care. All right. And here lately, bro, we've literally had crime sprees. Let me see, carjacking specifically, and more murders and deaths and all these other things. To where, why in the hell are y'all worried about? Why are y'all worried about a damn a vaccine right now? Okay, taking it, not taking it, regardless of that point. Listen, bro, the last shot you need to be worried about is with a needle. Okay, last shot you need to be concerning yourself with right now is a needle. All right, we're gonna look at this right here for see if they're gonna actually play this thing or what. What are you doing? What are you doing, bro? Okay, no, they're not. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna pause that. Fuck that. We don't care about it anyway. And we're gonna share the screen with this. All right. So while carjackings have skyrocketed in parts of the country during the pandemic, carjackings have shot up 537% in Minneapolis this year. Wow. What is very important about Minneapolis, people? What is the significance of the city of Minneapolis? What is so significant about the city of Minneapolis, people? Can you guys enlighten me in the chat? Um, shout out to Shaka. Yeah, shout out to my man, Sir Randolph. Yes, George Floyd. The criminal, the person that never really amounted to anything, but somehow he was made the champion of black people and um the spark for the resurgence and 10.6 billion, I repeat, 10.6 billion dollars collected through the Black Lives Matter movement. Yeah, that's what. And shout out to Hope too. So, and in tandem with that, what did we get? This whole thing to defund the police. Shout out to Jonathan Strong. He know what's going on. Corlock, yeah, you know how we get down, bro. We ain't go. So, and specifically in this case, the dude that was there, he was, if I remember right, he was like Puerto Rican or something like that. He was some type of Afro Latino dude. He had some kind of Spanish name, and he had some, he put picante sauce on his chicken instead of Tabasco. You know what I'm saying? But he was a black dude. Someone that would be considered black, and they took money from the police department, and not even that. Their city council voted about defunding the police. And I think the mayor actually said he would not do it, but due to the laws or the setup of that city, it was enough of the votes of the city councilman to even override the mayor's decision. The mayor that got out there with the people and they asked him directly, "Hey, are you going to defund the police? What are you going to defund the police?" And he was like, "No, niggers, I can't do that. I know you niggas. I know you. So no, I'm not going to agree to that because you niggas, you do your thing over here, but you're not the only people that vote. And if I do that, I'm pretty much sending a fucking signal to all these good old white people that I'm turning the fucking, the asylum over to the patients. No way. You're not gonna get me on tape to say that. What are you? You think I'm stupid? I think you guys call him Boo Boo the Fool. That's not me. Okay. I'm not Boo Boo the Fool. Or I think the other one. What is he? What is Susan? What is this? Joe Blow. Joe Blow. Yes, Joe Blow. I'm not him either. No, I'm the mayor of this wonderful, illustrious city. So there's no way you're going to get me to admit those things on tape. Kill my career. You're a fool. Huh. Huh. You can not like me and boo all you want. You think I'm going to get kicked up out of here, you niggas? Shit. Crazy. But as you see here, again, let me blow this up for you, Negro. That can't see. Blow it up for you. There we go. There we go. Look at it. Bow. So nobody can say they can't see it. Carjackings have shot up 537%, nigga. 537%. All right. And not just here. Look, Minneapolis, 537%. Carjacking calls, 911 in New Orleans, 126%. Oakland police sites increased 38%. And what do we know? What do we know about niggas? Listen, man, niggas can't just steal your shit, man, to keep it moving. For whatever reason, listen to the music nowadays, these young kids, and I guess back then it was the same thing, but these young kids, they keep talking about stripes, 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 stripes. You think these little niggas were zebras or motherfucking tigers? But to earn that stripe and to get that motherfucking street cred, they willing to take your life, bro. They're willing to take your life to earn a stripe off the strength. And this is how and why I say we need to go back to the death penalty. And I think this is going to happen here shortly. Because all of these places that are defunding the police, all right, especially these Democratic cities, full of you niggas, they always set y'all up for the okie doke, man. They always set you up for the okie doke. They tell you how we're going to do this, we want to do that, and we're going to, set things right for, the mistreatment of black people and racism in this country. And you niggas, of course, they give you a foot. You want to put some Jordans in them, then run that mile. You go put some Jordans on that foot, then you go run that mile. And then they say, "Oh my God, these niggas are out of control. They're killing everything they see. They're savages. They're super predators. They have to be brought to heel. We have to do something. We have to protect the public." And do you know what they do then? They take all of the shit they repeal to push back, and they bring back even more draconian laws, even harder stances. They make it even harder for law-abiding citizens to protect themselves through quote unquote gun laws. Make it harder for you to get certain types of firearms, magazine capacity, types of ammo, all these different things, bro. Everything that, again, is supposed to be your inalienable right as a U.S. citizen. That's why it's in the Constitution and in the Bill of Rights. Thing about the Bill of Rights, that's supposed to be something that everybody has, bro. All right, without a doubt, without question. You're born with that. You're born as a United States citizen. And yet still you get these politicians, man, that are bought and paid for. And again, bro, we finna get into that heavy, man. Shout out to my man Hope, man. Hope, do me a favor, brother, and drop that video that you made earlier today. I did share it, but if you, just in case you guys that are here did not see it, please take the time out of your day and listen to the knowledge that brother Hulk is dropping, man. Because again, people, if and when this new regime takes over, Stuff's gonna move fast. I'll just say that. Okay. And let me go ahead and get this out here too. Um, a little bit of um, false flags and a little bit of bailouts will see America on its way out. A little bit of false flags that'll lead to a war. Okay. And I'm saying this before anything is said, a new regime takes over, whatnot, what have you. So motherfuckers can try and go back. Today's date is what? December 28th, 2020. I have no knowledge of anything going on, whatnot, what have on any level. Haven't heard anything from it. This is just my personal opinion and the way I'm looking at things and seeing it. A little bit of false flags and a little bit of bailouts, man. That's all it's gonna take. I hope y'all ready. But let's get back to the task at hand here. It's pretty much going up telling you how violent crime is spiking. Data auto theft is come by according to Herman. Numbers show the crime is also spiking in many cities this year, including a rise of 68% in New York, 36% in Los Angeles, and 34% in Philadelphia. Again, all of these are what? Known black cities. Black cities. You niggas. And like I said, man, they told you originally, for all you Black Lives Matter. Shout out, man. Hey, man, make sure y'all what's the name, man? Make sure y'all take time out your day and watch this video. We getting into some real heavy stuff here, bro. Coming up. So y'all that's gonna stay along for the ride. Hey, I appreciate you. But y'all that fall off and hop off and like, hey man, fantastic on some other shit. I understand, bro. I understand. Cause I was like you too. I'd say like 3-4 years ago. I listened to an audio book on the drive back here yesterday. I listened to an audio book, bro. Audio book is well, I ain't gonna say it. But let's just say I listened to a certain audio book, man. And yeah, it was a psyop on the dumb masses. Bam! Shout out to New in the building. What's going on, bro? Yep. Hey. Hey, man. And if y'all haven't seen it too, speaking of ammo, this ammo shortage ain't just because all the people are buying the ammo either. Just like the currency and coin shortage isn't coincidence. Go and look and to see what's the only money that's allowed to be made by Congress. Let me give you a hint. It's not paper money. It's not paper money. All this stuff, man, is extremely orchestrated and contrived, man. Nothing that it seems like on the surface is what it really is, bro. And the fact of the matter, people walking around here like oblivious to it with no idea, man. Whew. Boy, yeah, that shit, bro, exactly, bro. Listen, I'm telling you. Shout out to Lil Rock 2517. Yes, sir. Hey, gotta get them rounds, baby. And we ain't talking about alcohol. Yeah, of course. Well, they have to be. Listen, hood conservative. When again, man, when you have the highest, when black people again have the highest um uh intra intra racial crime rate, what do you expect? What do you expect? Bro, these cats will run up in your house and whoop on your grandma, man. You know what I'm saying? And black women, you that were the front line, leaders of this fucking movement and the main people fucking yelling this shit in the street, who the hell you think they gonna pull up on first? Yo, little sweet meat ass with 2 kids in tow, getting your grocery out of your motherfucking car. You don't own a gun, not to even mention talking about knowing how to shoot one, or they gonna pull up on me, 6'5", 250 to 260. You know what I'm saying? and I always got somebody with me. What's the better bet? What's the easier motherfucking outcome? But again, as usual, man, women don't see the fucking, the forest for the trees. Y'all want to get up here and do all this shit and virtue signal, be these social justice warriors, be led by a whole bunch of people that don't give a damn about black people, and so much with them being a relationship that can create another black life. They tell you they're against a black man unless he's motherfucking dead, and then they just use his body as a puppet, man. Use his fucking body as a mascot. They're doing a horrible body at that. The numbers don't bear out how many times we fucking do the shit, man. Listen, you divide the number of police interactions, okay, to police deaths, and then you break it down to the black one, compared to black people killing black people. Why are we doing this? Y'all niggas out here, ain't gonna take the shot, Which I'm with you on that. Like, hey, I'm not saying by all means, but y'all more worried about that, bro. Hey, at least you end up with the motherfucking Bell's palsy and you looking like Two-Face around this motherfucker. Hey, that can go away. Motherfucker hit your ass that goddamn, them assault rifle rounds, though. You be shitting out that bag for the rest of your life. You can't reverse that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna just walk that off. If you survive it. And furthermore, it's not even just the adults here, man. Children are caught in the crossfire. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody cares. Black people, we talk so much about, black this, black that, they doing us so wrong and oppression and all this other shit. But damn, man, can y'all give a fuck about the kids, man? Can y'all care about the kids? Can we do something at least to where, like, damn, bro, you and then you got to stop snitching shit. So, okay, we still running by some shit that's like, at this point, 20 years old. That's to where, again, the black community as a whole is being ran by some type of street code, street law, criminal mindset. Why? Why are we doing this still? Come on, man. This is the time for, again, 2021 should be the emerging of the law-abiding black person. 2021 is the year, people. No more of this, I ain't snitching, man. I ain't telling, I ain't this, ain't that. Nigga, if you're not in the streets, bro, stop trying to act like you a street nigga. Stop. You're enabling your fucking predators, bro. You're enabling your attackers. You're enabling the people that are going to fucking put that pistol to your motherfucking back. Okay? Like he told you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't they came for the Jews and I wasn't a Jew, so I said nothing. They came for this person. I said nothing. And then they came for me. That's how niggas operate. Y'all not understand that yet. Why do you not understand that, bro? Just because they look like you, bro, again, they don't care. Y'all talking about a needle? A hypodermic shot? Yeah, nobody died from it yet. But that motherfucking fire, that hot shit coming out the end of that barrel, that's gonna get you on up out of here, man, to change your life for good. Ain't no be nobody you can sue. Because the nigga that's doing it ain't got nothing. They have no value in themselves. They ain't got no motherfucking, no estate or nothing you can sue to get the value of your life back. You just another nigga dead, killed by a nigga. Shout out to Georgia boy. Exactly, bro. Listen, bro. Listen, bro. Exactly. This is why I do criminals a favor and I don't hang around criminals. Y'all don't even understand this, man. Y'all don't understand that niggas that once we know you on some, some street shit, and it is what it is, we don't go run and snitch or go tell. Just like, hey, bro, you got it over there, man. Hey, if I see you, I come across you, whatever, I dap you up and I keep it moving, so on and so forth. But as far as us hanging out and all this other shit, nah, bro, we can't do that. We can't move like that. I got a fucking civilian reputation to uphold, just like you have a street nigga reputation to uphold. And I can respect that. That's the way you choose to live your life. That's the way you choose to live your life. I'm not going to pose on you. I'm not going to change you, and I'm not going to try to convince you, especially if you're a nigga my age. You're a grown ass man, bro, and you over 25 and you in this street shit, bro. I just charge you to the game. You a lost cause. And the statistics are going to catch up with you. The statistics are. I don't have to worry about it. Not even talking about karma. We ain't talking about karma or no spiritual shit. Just the statistics are going to catch up with you. If you are a 25 plus year old man, you out here motherfucking, ripping, running, doing the street shit, ganging, banging, slanging, and all that good shit, or whatever, whatnot, what have you. Hey, man, you either go get locked up, you either get shot, or you either go end up in the motherfucking ground. That is what it is. That's what the stats say, bro. And again, math, that's the wonderful thing about math. You can argue with it all day, but you're never going to change it. Shout out to my man, the Problem Thought series. Exactly, bro. Hey, you see that big ass triangle barrel in your face, nigga? That changed the whole life up, baby. Yeah, I saw again, Sir Tyson, that too. Like, bro, why would I even want, like, nigga, you's a dumb criminal too. And that's why I appreciate you dumb criminals. You niggas that's on the gram or whatever, when I would have you, and you flashing pistols, and why you got the motherfucking the blunt in your mouth, and a stack of money and all this other shit, and the back and the bottle of fucking codeine, promethazine, whatever the hell y'all calling it nowadays, and all this shit. Like, hey, bro, goddamn, this nigga's a motherfucking federally indicted.com. This nigga motherfucking screen name it to be Lil Fad Time. That's what you're doing. Like, shit, you telling the police. These rapper niggas shoot niggas and then make songs about it. Shout out to Cut the Chase again. Nigga that killed Mo 3 made a little song fucking talking about the shit. And I'm like, damn, nigga, like, what the fuck? Really? But hey, in this day and age, man, that's the thing to go. the Akon trial. Hey, man, they can go right ahead, brother. They can go right ahead. Yeah, so tight. First 48, what do they do? Listen, man. Listen, bro. All these big time niggas, bro. Every last one of them. What do they do? What do they do? Nicky Barnes, Alpo, Frank Lucas, Rayful Edmonds. They all turned state, man. I think the only one that didn't snitch was the real Rick Ross. That's the only dude that didn't tell, for the most part. Like 75% of these niggas tell, man. State informant. State's witness. So if it's good for the niggas that make hundreds of millions of dollars off of doing this shit, you don't think these little dumbass motherfucking niggas that ain't got made no money gonna do it? That's how they always start. They get a little snitch to get the big snitch. They use a little snitch to get a big snitch. For all my fishermen out here, what do? You catch motherfucking, bait fish, right? Throw the net out there, get you a little fish, get you a little shad or whatnot, what have you. You take that shad, you put it on the hook to get what? To get that big motherfucker, to get the big boy. It's all the same thing. Yeah, they don't even care. Yeah, Scott Haywood, the real Rick Ross. The real Rick Ross is the original one. Rick Ross, I think the rapper Rick Ross lost a lawsuit to him. I think they settled out of court. So the rapper Rick Ross got sued by the real Rick Ross for stealing his persona. Yeah, Young Swift. Hey, man. Gotta be versatile out here, baby. You gotta understand this shit. And what we seeing here, man, like I said, is this increase in crime, like drastic, quick. People, it ain't even been a year. You know how much of a fucking increase for 500% is? You guys know what a 500% increase is? That's whatever you have times 5. That's I give you $100, right? And then I turn back around, I just give you another 500. So how much money you got? And then not just 500, hell, 537. 537. Shout out to Batman Beyond for the 5, brother. I'm 6'4", 205 pounds. Yeah, man. Hey, man. Yes, sir. You are a BABG material, man. Anybody 6'2" above, man, 6'2" and above, 200 plus pounds, man, you in the club. Shout out to my man, New, man. Shout out to New for hitting me with that cash out, brother. Greatly, greatly appreciate you. No, my bad. Hold on. Wait. Let's see. Let's see who it is. Sir Tights, shout out to you, brother. For they don't care about the kids. No, they do not care about the kids, bro. For the 5. Thank you, brother. They do not care about the kids. Yeah, man. They just did that fireman, that retired fireman like that in Chicago. I think I touched on that earlier. He actually got the fight back, shot back, but it was 3-on-1. How can you win like that, bro? How can you win like that? The chance of you getting out of that, man, in a situation as to where you don't even know how many assailants there are, very, very few and far in between. And the bad thing about it was, bro, these niggas, they're not caught. Again, bro, you have an 80% chance in Chicago of getting away with murder, people. 80% chance. You understand that? Shout out to James Sandman for the 10, brother. Appreciate you, brother. Y'all understand that? They don't even care when you a nigga killing a nigga. They don't even care. And we talking about vaccines. Again, with the vaccine, man, like I said, you might get a little, little limp here. Face be a little droopy. Whatnot, what have you. But you can come back from that. You can sue for that. The motherfucker, he thought he would have goddamn, again, man. They thought he with them 40 cals, 45 caliber. And hell, you fucking with X, hey, he's at 357, bro. Hey. You ain't gonna never be the same, bro. Shout out to Jonathan Strong. The shutdown already having an effect on crime. Once the George Floyd hit, crime skyrocketed. Hence, Biden saying we're not defunding the police. Listen, bro. Listen. Hey, nigga, ain't no Dragon Balls, ain't no respawns, ain't no gulags, none of that, nigga. Once you gone, you are gone, nigga. That's it. You up out of here. Like, hey, you better have your motherfucking mutant powers on, man. Fucking with X, nigga. Like I said, I hit you with this 45 hollow, man. I'm just saying, hey, whenever I hit, bro, you lucky to keep it. If you do, it's a miracle if you keep it. 45 hollow points, bro. I hit you with that. Hey, you get to keep whatever I hit, especially upper extremity. Hey, you're blessed, man. I'll send you a congratulations card. Hey, Gearsy Net, hey. Of course not, but they killed this nigga for doing the thing, man. Same thing with the other guy I talked about in was that New Jersey? The dude I did the story on. Bro, they killed this dude in broad daylight, bro. Ran down on him. Yeah, Jay said, yeah, hey, ain't no 99 lives, nigga. Yeah, ain't no 99 lives. No, sir. None of that. Shout out that motherfucker. Hey, yeah, bro. I got for me, it's at 762 by 39. Little Rock will hit you with them 223s. I'm gonna have to hit you with them AK rounds, man. I got you on the 45 ACP and that 12 gauge too. Slug and double lock buck. However you want to have it. And I'm real nice with that. I'm real nice with that motherfucking that AR-12, bro. I'm real nice with that AR-12. I'm nicer than I expected to be. With that AR-12, I don't miss. I never miss. I, I, I never miss. That AR-12, bro. Hey, just saying. Yeah, man. Listen. This is where we going, bro. Damn, Lorenzo Davis. Hey, bro. Hey, blessings to you, brother. Blessings to you. The thing you got to be aware of, bro, is that, and I learned this a long time ago. This shit ain't getting no better. And it ain't getting no better because, unfortunately, again, man, the niggas have a lot of voice and they're supported by bigger entities. They want the niggas and I finally realized this. Everything that's going on with the black community, bro, it was motherfucking like it was made to be that way. And there are huge people behind the scenes pumping money into this machine, bro, to keep it that way. For the most part, and this is why I said it, and I had the right ideology about this way beforehand without even actually knowing it and realizing it. But this is for the very few people that I can salvage and save, and then furthermore embolden the people that are like minded like me to let them know that you're not alone. Okay, all right, that we actually do exist. There's nothing wrong with us. We're not the minority. It's just the fact of the matter that we're the minority that dare fucking say what the fuck we want to say, and we don't give a damn about what a nigga thinks. All niggas do is motherfucking steal, kill, and destroy, bro. That's all they do. That's the only thing they're concerned with. That's the only business niggas are concerned with, bro. And the motherfucking the well, what did Buddy call it? What did he say? The network. Yeah, that's what it is. The network behind it, bro. The strings they pulling, bro, is just it's crazy, man. Niggas don't want to wake up and see it though. But again, niggas really can't wake up and see it because niggas don't have the intelligence. When you have a 500% increase, bro, in crime, and especially a particular um version of crime that has been, you know, unheard of for at least I want to say 30 years. Carjacking stopped being a big thing in 30 years, man. Like 30 years ago. Carjacking stopped happening like that to where, niggas were getting robbed for their car or their rims or, anything concerning the vehicle, like maybe mid 90s at the latest. You know what I'm saying? That's like nationwide. Okay. And now in 2020, where you literally have tracking capability built in on cars now. You feel what I'm saying? Like, bro, like even if you don't get the or subscribe to OnStar or whatever Mercedes Benz has going or whatever Dodge has going or whatever the assistance program is that they have going, bro, it automatically has the fucking shit in it. All you gotta do is know the VIN, and you'll be able to tap into the shit and find the car without a doubt. Oh yeah. I know. That's why I put the I put a disclaimer in there now. Motherfuckers not gonna get me twice. Black Firewall 7. They're not gonna get me twice. Yeah, man. You get a certain age, bro. You ain't got time to be trying to wrestle and fight with no motherfucker. And especially with these young niggas anyway, bro. If you whoop a nigga, bro, he gonna come back and kill you anyway. So hey, it might as well just go ahead and get it over with. Put it before the jury. That's the better bet. Hey, they grabbing for the door. Tried the core lock. How the motherfuckers was when they was like, let us have them. Send them to us. And they was dumb enough to run in that motherfucking house. Worst thing they could have ever did was run in that house. And the motherfucking angels tore their ass from pillar to post. Shout out to, I guess who started to sound just like you, Mr. Fantastic, Mr. FBA, Tariq Rashid himself. The same thing you've been saying about niggas and nigga shit is now he's saying it. He said the niggas gotta go. Hey man, listen. Hey man, shout out to my Indigenous TV. I keep telling y'all, man, it is what it is. I'm cool as being the best kept secret out here, bro. That's why I can't. That's why I'm not folding, because I know I'm right. The thing about a crazy ass motherfucker like me, arrogant, know it all type motherfucker like me, bro, is that I'm only that way when I'm sure. Now, 5% of the time, my fucking shit gonna catch up with me and I'm gonna be wrong, right? But what I do to prevent, the other 95% is that I educate myself and I know what the fuck I'm talking about before I just say it. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's 1,000%, right? Nobody is. But like I said, man, you can go back and ask motherfuckers with me and doing this shit, bro. When I put my stamp on some shit, bro, I put my stamp on it. That's my reputation. That's my name. All right. That's why I fucking relate to motherfucking the character Marlo so much, bro. Because niggas don't even value their name no more. Niggas don't understand what that means, bro. Bro, my name is my fucking name, bro. I put my name on this shit. I put my reputation, my manhood on something, right? That means a lot to me because I mean a lot to me. And I know the value I bring to any motherfucking situation I put myself into. So it's just a matter of time, man. Like I said, it's going to be undeniable because niggas, bro, this whole black pathology bullshit, man. Shout out to David Carroll. Bro, this black pathology shit is nothing but, again, bro, death and destruction. That's all it is. Poverty, death, destruction. Mental instability. No families. No real leadership. No morals. No values. Running shit in the fucking ground. That's what it is. And like I said, that's the wonderful thing about, I keep telling y'all, man, the 80s babies are the fucking bridge for the gap. We are the last hope. Y'all understand this shit? That's why I've been telling y'all the same shit over and over and over again. Bruh, we are the last hope because we are the bridge for the generations before us that actually had morals, value, knowledge, wisdom, trade skills. You had people that were fucking like literal life geniuses, bro, that were prevented from getting a proper education. You understand what I'm saying? Listen to that, people. You actually had people in your life that were fucking genius level intelligence that never ever had an official education. Mechanics, electricians, plumbers, farmers, people in agriculture. So many fucking different things, bro, that's never ever sat in a class under a professor, no certification, just by their own motherfucking grit, ingenuity, and wherewithal, be an expert on something. Do you understand the level of intelligence that takes. That's why I like, man, I don't shun, and shout out to the people that have formal educations, higher level educations, the master's degrees, PhDs, MBAs, all those things. But bruh, there was a time when you couldn't get those, and there were people that were much smarter than you on this planet. I say again, that's why I don't give a fuck about your credentials, bro. I don't care. I'm not belittling them, but don't you think because you have a credential or you have a certificate or anything that if it's something that I'm knowledge in, that I know, that you just gonna sun me and I'm gonna shut the fuck up. No, I'm not. No, I'm gonna fucking challenge you. And if you don't fucking feel like you should be challenged, well, I mean, it just lets me know you're insecure, motherfucker, and you're not that knowledgeable. I don't have an issue or problem being motherfucking challenged on anything I say or speak about or say, period. But that's what I'm saying, man. We gotta fucking understand and realize, bro. Like I said, we were together when all we had was each other. Y'all listen to these motherfucking communist motherfuckers that convince you and tell you need to be a part of this shit. You need the motherfucking shut. Oh man. Shout out to Obsidian, bro, because like, y'all, I'm not even 2 years in here yet, people. I'll hit the 2-year mark in January sometime, I think. Of like actual, like not just making content, even knowing about the manosphere. I did not find out about the manosphere until last 2019. I want to say January, February timeframe. No knowledge of it. I had none of these people. I had seen O'Shea a few times or whatnot, what have you. I think when him and Tommy was beefing or whatever it was, or Tommy mentioning him, but I had no idea about this sector. So I'll be 2 years in complete and total even knowledge of the existence of the manosphere come here next month in February timeframe. So when Obsidian started talking about David Carroll, and I went to go listen to him. I'm like, man, this dude is funny as fuck. He's accurate. Not only is he funny, he's super fucking accurate, right? Right down the motherfucking pipe, man. Right down the pipe, right down the center of the plate. And this is like, I want to say 3 videos ago. And he's like, you Negroes want to just go in that bathroom after the white man, not even to sit on the toilet, but to smell, to get a whiff of what he had to do in that bathroom. I know you. Not even, I was like, damn, David, they don't want to even sit, they don't want to sit on the same toilet. They just want to smell the shit. That's all they want to just smell the, you know what I'm saying? The parsnip sandwiches and shit. They want to smell them goddamn what's the shit, what's the Starbucks drink the white folks be drinking? The pumpkin spice lattes. That's what they want to do, David. Y'all just want to take a whiff. And that's why I say, man, him and shout out to Chronicles, you niggas want that hug. As much as y'all claim y'all hate white people, y'all can't stand white people this, white people that. Bro, y'all are not around enough white people to know. Y'all don't know. Most of what y'all know about fucking white people is through like slave movies and one of them pissing you off. Y'all don't even know that fucking cracker is a term of power. Y'all don't even know that. When you call a white person a cracker, you're not calling them goddamn saltines, Ritz, peanut butter, put a little slice of cheese on top. No, you're not calling them that, man. You're saying that as a form of the person that cracks the whip cracker. That's where that term comes from. That's a term of fucking power, dominance. Niggas don't even know that. Yet again, niggas still saying Uncle Tom like it's a bad thing when again, Uncle Tom was the fucking hero, not the motherfucking villain. That's why I'm gonna get heavy on this. If you want to hide something from a nigga, put it in a book series, bro. I'm about to start it up, man. I'm about to start it up. We got to, man. We moving into some whole new shit here from here on out, bro. Because the ones of us that don't know or that do know, man, we just need to become more informed You know what I'm saying? And more well-tuned. And we need to embolden those that are like us but just don't have no support system to join the motherfucking forces, bro. You want to hide something from a nigga, put it in the book, bro. It's all there. It's all there. But niggas don't want to read. And again, like I said, bro, you don't even have to read anymore. You don't have to read them, bro. You literally, a motherfucker can read to you. A motherfucker will read it for you. Just put your headphones on, your AirPods, your Bluetooth, your Beats by Dre, whatever it may be. And they will read it to you, man. You niggas won't even listen to the audiobook, though. Anything that comes with any type of enlightenment, instruction, information, niggas don't care. Y'all don't hear that. You just want to twerk. I'll shout out to Smooth, man. And the other brother that sent me to me. Bro, did y'all see the goddamn video, man? Did y'all see the video with the girls at the party performing a certain act on these these male organ shaped suckers and lollipops? Did y'all see that? And y'all want to call them our women? Nigga, they ain't my women. That's our women. No, they ain't our women. That's just a motherfucking woman that might have the same motherfucking phenotype I do, but she ain't mine. Bitch out here motherfucking sucking candy dick. Fuck we got going on here? And of course, the one that was into it the most, what she looked like. Just saying. Shout out to AM1 in the building. Most definitely, man. Listen, you got no excuses. I respect brothers like Dynasty Mir because instead of constantly complaining about white folks, he's doing things in Africa. He did what most pro-blacks would never do because he wants that hug. Hey, hey, that's Russell Testbrook, man. Yeah, shout out to Russell Testbrook. I remember him from the Rumbles and shit. At least he's doing his thing. At least he's actually, you know what I'm saying, living what he's talking about. And we need more people like that, man. Shout out to AM1. Hey, AM1, I keep telling him, bro, listen, bro, all the information is out here, bro. Time to travel right on with you too, bro. Who is our? Exactly. Who? our again. Who? Nigga, I turn into a straight owl. Who is our? What, you talking about the time? You need the time, my brother? Brother, you want the time, my brother? You want it in 12-hour, 24-hour format, brother. That's what you're talking about? You want you 12-hour, 24-hour, brother? That's what you're talking about for an hour? Because I know you ain't talking. Let me tell you mine. But yeah, man, shout out to AM1. Listen, bro. So many things out here, people, as to the truth. The truth is out here, people. And like I said, man, for y'all that fall off, I don't blame you, bro. We finna get into it though here shortly. 2021, bro. We all the way in there. We going all the way in, man. Because this stuff has to be put out here. All you got in it's, bro, it's in plain sight. It's not even hidden. The thing about the information, bro, about what's really going on right here, right now, especially concerning the the current state of the world, not just the nation, but the world, bro, it's all here for everyone to see it. You just gotta want to find it. The thing is, most people don't even want to find it. They don't care to know. They just want to go with the narrative that's being told to them. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, they're going with the narrative that's being told. Unfortunately, they're going with the narrative that's being told, man. Not by force, but by choice. That's what makes it so scary. Again, man. Halloween gang, man, this shit here getting scary. That's my shit. This shit is getting, bro, it's getting more and more discouraging for me as the more and more I come upon more knowledge and stuff. And the thing is, bro, it's all it takes is a few names. All it takes is a few names, man, for all of the pieces of the puzzle to start falling in like, bruh, falling like dominoes, man. For real. Shout out to Sir Tice. Here we go. Look, Manny Johnson, Moynihan Report, MK Ultra, info on YouTube. Give y'all a couple more names: Edward Mandel House, Cecil Rhodes, Carol Quigley, J.P. Morgan. Who else? Oh man. Norman Dodd. Only a few names, bro. And you once you see these names, bro, and you start seeing the correlation and how the shit all fucking falls in together, man. Man, this shit is ridiculous, bro. All the stuff that's been done and it's out on public record as to not just this nation, but again, man, just global global ongoings and fucking deceitful ass plots, plans, and man, I'm telling you, bro. Yep, definitely is, bro. And the thing about it is, yep, you're Bresmanov. Yeah, man. Hey, in Disney TV, why wouldn't you? In Disney TV, they got these niggas, they got you niggas to vote on a get your booty to the polls. Y'all know we the only motherfuckers on here being like, hey man, god damn, this is what they really think of us. This is what they think of us. Like they gonna put some strippers on a fucking pole, bro, for a nationally syndicated, bro. Y'all understand this? It was an ad put on fucking national TV for niggas targeting you. Shout out to spiritual light and hope for the fire. Appreciate you, brother. People don't want the truth because it'll destroy their delusion of victimhood and force them into accountability. Hope again. That's why I say, bro. Ignorance is bliss. Shout out to Kid Clouds. You got it, brother. Ignorance is bliss, man. Ignorance is bliss because again, you get to go through life like everybody else, acting like you don't see what's actually going on, and the shit that's actually going on is scary as fuck. The shit that's really going on, man, versus the illusion that's just put before everybody, the veil, man, it's scary as a motherfucker, man. Because you understand that there are very few people controlling everybody that you motherfucking see walking around. That's the easiest fucking way to go, man. Hey, man, Shane Powell, hey, niggas don't care. Niggas have no pride, man. Like I said, there is no more. My name is my name, and this is why I told people too, man. This is the importance of male leadership and fatherhood, right? Because as a father back in the day, and not even just back in the day, it's a general premise of that. That last name that you're giving is a brand name. Okay. Whatever your last name is, it's a brand and a representation of all the men that came before you. Okay. So when you walk into the world with that last name, it means something. It already has a predetermined value due to the men that came before you. So in the black community, as to where there are no more fathers, there's no fatherhood. You don't know who your father is, and the mothers aren't even given the last names of the fathers to the children. How can you maintain that? There is no my name is my name. There is no value in a name. There is no legacy in the brand because there's no man behind it. But again, I'm just some nigga that overthinks. You know, I talk a lot, and I think I know it all, and all this other shit. But again, man, just keep on thinking I'm just talking shit. Just keep on thinking I'm just out here just saying something, not, don't value nothing, don't equal nothing. What are you really doing? One time I had, well, again, man, just give it time. Just give it time. Everything I'm motherfucking telling you, bro, is gonna come to the fucking surface. And it's gonna happen here soon because they done playing with you niggas. They done pretending. You know, just like that fine ass bitch that you've been with or whatever, la la la. And you know, she been doing everything you like and you know, being all submissive and all this shit and whatnot, what have you. You know what I mean? Feed you good. You know what I'm saying? Do all that good freaky shit you like. Then what you do? You take too long giving her that goddamn ring, and she changed up on you. Nigga, I'm tired of pretending. I've been doing this shit for a reason. I need my motherfucking payback ASAP. I need my payback ASAP. You're not moving fast enough for me. So now I got to motherfucking, you know, I got to stop this act to let you know, hey, you don't give me what I motherfucking want, I can turn into a whole nother character. All right? You decide. That's what these motherfuckers, these major players about to do to y'all motherfuckers, bro. For real, for real. They got a timeline that they want to see coming to fruition before they get up out of here, especially these old motherfuckers that feel like they would not feel like they know for a fact they can't leave it to the people after them because the people after them are too far removed from the original source. Just like I told y'all about the ideology of the lack of black culture. The further you move away from the original source, man, the more stuff gets depleted. The same thing works with even the ideology of the quote unquote elite network, people working from behind the scenes. See, it's about the money, but the money's a part of it. The money's not everything. The major goal is overall dominance and control. What's happening with these new motherfuckers? These new motherfuckers falling in love with the money. And it's like, well, hey, whoa. If I had the whole ultimate dominance control shit, well, it's gonna fuck up my money. And I want this money more than I want this power, this control shit. Because what's the point of controlling the motherfucker if, you know what I'm saying? Fuck that. I don't want that. I want to enjoy this you know what I'm saying? These motherfucking champagne showers and shit. You know what I'm saying? The beluga caviar. You know what I'm saying? I want to keep wiping my ass with these $100 bills and light them on fire. I don't just want this motherfucking, you know, this dominant shit. Ain't no fun in that. That's why these old motherfuckers are like, nah, man, you new niggas, you new motherfuckers, y'all ain't down for the cause like this. Y'all don't know what's going on. That's why you got motherfucking Klaus and these boys. Hey, we got to speed this shit up. We got to see this happen before I get up out of here. Hey, listen, 45 try to give these niggas more money, Biden ain't trying to give them shit. Let's see how that $600 hit when it's your exact rent payment and nothing enough for grocery utility bills. Again, man, keep telling them. Hey, man, and make sure y'all start stocking up, bro, before the new year hit. Because this shit hit this time, bro. Hey, you know how they say that shit hit different? Nigga, this shit finna hit different for real this time. I got to do I got one coming up. I'm trying to figure out how I want to do it as a single video where I'm going to actually edit everything together. And I think that's what I'm going to do. But, man, when people start to realize, shout out to Jonathan Strong, Tommy Sowell. Yep, Tommy Sowell. Yep. Definitely one of the great minds out here, man. People don't listen to. But regardless of, and that's why I say I don't have a political affiliation, man, because I know all in all, oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, Young Swift, it's coming hard, bro. Even down there where you at. Ain't gonna be it's gonna be national. It's gonna happen. It's going to happen, bro. But we got Sir Tyson in the building. What's going on, Sir Tyson? What's going on, bro?
Hey man, long time no hear. What's been like a week?
Yeah, man, it's been a little minute, man. Like I said, I had a whole bunch of stuff going on, bro. I had to go pick up the chillings, man.
Yeah, man, it's the holiday, so it's to be expected. Man, I got a couple things I want to touch on with some of your points, but it's kind of it may sound scattered, but you know what amazes me about the whole it was something you had said about crime or whatever, and I was reading something this weekend. I decided to make the mistake of logging back into Facebook or whatever, right? And this one person wrote this long diatribe about how $600 isn't going to do anything and it's 45's fault and because of this people are going to do crime. So I had to jump in, and mind you, brother, this is somebody in their 50s and maybe close to 60, and I'm like, sir, do you understand that there's, even though it's accepted, but have you ever heard this also, that poverty doesn't equal crime? You're aware of that, right? Even though many people say it does.
Yeah,
Do you
because
agree with?
we did a stream about it. I'm pretty sure you were on it.
Right. Yeah. And so I showed this guy. I said, I know what sparked this is when you were talking about the increase in crime. I said, so in Atlanta, because he was speaking of Atlanta, I said, so in Atlanta, if poverty increased crime, so how do you explain the spike in rapes? And, you know, in other words, rape is not an economically motivated crime. So
Exactly.
why is there an increase? So, you know, people are just all over the place at times in their emotions. And there was something else. You got somebody else on the panel. I wanted to find something in this Moynihan report and read it out to you because it was kind of profound. But I'll let the other brother who just came on and speak while I find this section.
Go ahead, Anthony. Go on, brother. You got it. What's going on with you?
Yeah, man. Just wanted to check in, man. Yeah, man. 2020 uh, was the year. 2021 is definitely going to be another year of. We living in some crazy times. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well, yeah, man. Unfortunately, yes, and
Do
I
you
said,
believe? Do you believe? Do you believe that we're going to have another shutdown
oh yeah,
when
most
Biden
definitely.
gets in office?
Oh, most definitely guaranteed, bro. I'll bet the house on it. Listen, Joe Biden is bought and paid for already, and this isn't me saying this. This is people from the CCP saying it. You have people bragging about it. He's bought and paid for. Furthermore, on top of that, like I said, he's not even the person calling the shots. You got Bill Gates out here again being allowed to be, and again, this is why I say people, emotions are dangerous, man.
What a
The
globalist piece of
Yeah,
blip
yeah,
he
yeah.
is.
Listen, bro. Yeah, the globalist man. Like I said, when I get into this shit, I'm finna put y'all on. If y'all not already on it, I know a couple of you guys might already be. But man, when I go and I start pointing out to the things, bro, that have been done historically and proven, this ain't not no speculation. We have documentation and all the other things. Shout out to Hope. Hope got a lot of this stuff we've been talking about it too, man. Listen, and if you the the fucking bro, the bombs you're going to have and the times you're going to say like, oh shit, oh my god, wow, bro, it's gonna be ridiculous, man.
Hey,
So
fantastic. How you feel about this nuclear war they talking about in the Middle East?
that's not gonna happen. That's again,
Right.
that's just something to put out there for the sake of misdirection. Again, bro, that
Exactly.
there will be another war though. Just know that if and when like I said, the president elect gets in, there will be a lot of claims made against a certain place on the planet. That they've been claiming did a lot of things to pretty much push the American public opinion, into making us want to go to war. Again,
Mhm.
no war has ever been fought for the purpose of liberation or safety or saving the people. I'll just say that. Okay. And like I said, I have the documentation to prove it, to back it up.
Well, to your comment in the chat, it was somebody that said Biden about to put women on top for good or whatever. I'm not quite, not quite. It'll just be the perception of that, okay? Because everybody who's a leader knows that at the end of the day, women filter things through their emotions and not through logic, and that every time they've led nations, those nations have been conquered. So, but on the surface, they will. I just had to jump in on that comment I just saw.
Yeah, Hulk, go ahead. Hulk, you in the building, brother. Go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on, y'all? What's going on?
You got it.
Yeah, man. This criminality aspect is just, it's a natural reflex to the lack of structure and the laziness and just the lack of masculinity is going on among the black collective. Like all of this, man, this whole like everything, every agenda is connected. People tend to think that everything that's happened in history is separately, but it's all pushing towards the same end. And whether you look at you want to go the discrimination route, the disenfranchisement route, all of it is to basically empower the government, but it's doing so in a very deceptive way. See, people are now begging for their own oppression. People have abdicated themselves of personal responsibility and critical thinking to such a degree, they're literally begging for their rulers. They're begging for, like, particularly black people, they don't want to do nothing. And it's to the point where they'll get violent if somebody doesn't take control of them. It's like a bunch of children missing their fathers or something. It's weird. But, all of this stuff, man, where the world is, where we going in 2020, man, I've seen this a long time ago, man, when people just started believing, the government and, depending on the government policy, like you brought up, people expect, you know, they looking for the government policies to, control the people who don't care about the law. I said that a long time ago. Like, how does that make sense? Like, some people, that's like people don't care about living or dying. So if you got people who don't care about living or dying, what is the policy going to do? They don't care.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, and I know, like, people saying, well, you got to look. When you try to legislate free will, you make everybody a slave. I know black people don't like that somebody can call you a nigga. They don't like that somebody can lock you out. They can red line. Look, that's the way of the world, man. Unfortunately, this world is based on conquer or be conquered. That's the world. That's why we push personal responsibility, making good choices, being wise, getting skills, being productive, just avoiding a lot of stupid crap, because the world isn't fair, nor was it ever promised to be fair. And black people disappoint me so much because they expected a perfect life. Like, where did you get the notion that in a world where people can do what they want, that it's going to benefit you?
I'll try to be brief on this one, man. I had some friends from out of town here over the weekend, and they were two feminist types or what have you. I mean, straight feminists. So I'm like, oh, I get to kill the arguments. So then I knew that they would say something silly. And then one of them said, yeah, well, because women are oppressed. I said, okay, give me two examples on how women are oppressed. And then, of course, first she said about the so-called wage gap. And then the second thing was, and then how the government took our men out of our homes. I said, okay, first of all, you clearly don't know what oppress means, because those are not definitions of oppression. And then, and fantastic, it's going to resonate with you or whatever. I said, we love taking words and making them fit a definition that we have. We said, well, that's what it means to you, but it doesn't mean that to me. And I'm like, sweetheart, there's a reason why I called this glass in front of me a glass, and we call that a TV, And then I broke it down, the whole wage gap and how women choose, non-lucrative careers typically, and then also that many of them volunteered for those federal programs, and then they were like,
and they work less hours, and they, like I said, they don't work in the jobs that the most jobs that are gonna give you the most money are labor jobs and all these other things. So again, shout out to Jordan Peterson, and shout out to Thomas Sowell. Thomas Sowell did this. I think he had this debate back in the 90s or I want to say
80s. That was the 80s. That was no. I know exactly which video you're talking about.
Shout out to Thomas Sowell, man, and like I said, here recently, Jordan Peterson. So again, man, and like you said, Sir Tice, bro, I don't. You're the facts don't care about your feelings.
Exactly.
The facts don't give a fuck about your feelings, man. And again, whenever you're trying to have this thing with a woman, she thinks that she can feel her way being right. No, ma'am, that's not how it works.
Speaking of the facts, so that document I sent to you, and it's for everybody, it's the Moynihan report.
Yeah, the Moynihan
it's page 7. But this morning I was talking to brother Dennis Sperling on his Facebook page. He throws out topics and then he'll occasionally come in the comments and there was this one woman who was like, the whole typical, y'all hate y'all people or y'all hate this or whatever. And then I said, okay, where did you get that from? And then she said, well, the government took the man out of the house. And I said, no, people signed up for those programs. I said, here, but I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to show you. So I gave her a copy of the Moynihan Report. Then I gave her a copy of the Great Society Act, what have you. And you know what she said? She said, I ain't reading all 30 pages of that. And I said, isn't it funny how you're the one who's trying to advocate for Black people, but you don't even want to do the legwork to advocate for the same people you claim in here. You just in an emotional tizzy. It just blows me away, man. My bad, Hug. Go ahead, speak on that.
Yeah, I want to speak on that, man, because when it comes to females, women know what they're doing, folks. They know exactly what they're doing. They're playing dumb. You can have a woman even if a woman made to a STEM field, you think it's going to stop her from putting on her short skirt, from making sure whatever sexual thing she can use to her benefit, bruh, the hypocrisy and the double standards is just a reflex to women. They're going to always manipulate and finesse everything. They know what they're doing. They know how everything works. They just want us to argue with them because the truth of the matter is they shouldn't even be at the table to talk to men. That's how you end that conversation.
No, you're right about that. What sparked that whole discussion was how do we, I forget how he worded it, but it was something like, how do we take care of simps, white knights, and all these guys or whatever, right? Like, how do we deal with them? And my whole thing is they come through things from a matriarchal emotional lens. So they're just like the women, quite frankly, until they realize that they not, and they ain't going to get those same benefits.
Because I put it like this, man. It's to the benefit of women that men take control, and they just don't like the words. Control isn't a bad thing if the ruler is righteous. Control isn't a bad thing if the ruler is logical. Yeah. See, that's the whole thing. They just don't like the word because they've been given a platform to feel empowered while not having no responsibility. And see,
go ahead.
No, you got it. Go ahead.
Shout out to Word for the 499. Nuclear wars are not profitable. Exactly. Listen, man. There's a reason why another nuclear bomb hasn't been dropped since Nagasaki and Hiroshima. There's a reason why. Because you know what happens then? It
you got to rebuild.
Yeah, it wipes out everything, and no money can be fucking made. Again, man. A war is all about the money, people. It's all about the destruction of one society. You know what I'm saying? And power being shifted to another society, and pretty much somebody that didn't do or their time's just been up. And this is what people should be aware about in the United States right now, man. All right, y'all not understanding this shit. That's what I'm trying to tell you. All right, the network. All right, the network is trying to finally give the United States its due. It's trying to give him his time, man. Trying to hard, really hard. And if you can't look and see at all the facts and things that have happened this year, it has all of the same playbook that was used for previous societies, nations, dynasties, whatever you want to call them, to be destroyed. All right. So when you guys are out here being commune niggas, shout out to Charles Merchant, you guys out here being these commune niggas, bro, supporting this motherfucking communist bullshit and thinking that it's cool, bro. Listen. You are going against your own best interests. Okay, communism has killed more fucking people than 2 atomic bomb droppings. People, I say again, communism has killed more people than the dropping of 2 atomic bombs. This isn't my opinion. This isn't what I'm guessing. This is what I'm thinking. This is a fact.
Exactly.
But these are people who they believe narrative, okay? And one thing I've noticed, this is why I say, okay, here's the information. What are you going to do with it? Well, they believe what they see in the movies. I said, so wait a minute. You're kind of falling into the same prey that Birth of a Nation did for ruining your image, or our image, if you will, And like case in point, USA, I think the number, fan, is between 120, 150 million communism. I know it's between 65 million alone in Russia, okay, that it's killed. But because how do I say this? I think that we've, as a collective, we've never chased liberty. We've chased this myth of equality. Okay. Whereas liberty, you're going to create your own destiny. And I'm going to do that, I'm going to do what I want to do, figuratively speaking. Whereas this whole, we just want a part of something. So we don't feel a part of anything, like this country isn't ours. And I'm like, no, this is our country. Also, if it's not, because we're the ones who built this. I feel like I say this 1,000 times, but because things ain't working right for them or what have you, oh, let's try this communism idea. And it's like, you don't see how this has failed. You don't see how, as even as recent as 1980s, that it's failed in Cuba, while Miami is so filled. It just blows me away, man,
Right.
because the stuff is out there.
Let me say this. When it comes to communism, if you think about why the LGBT community, why women and now black people are promoted as the victims, is because those three demographics will always push for government, for big government to solve their problems.
Yep.
You see, that's the goal, because for the LGBT community to get their stance, they had to create legislation that controlled speech, that controlled what you can do around them. The women, the same thing. Women got empowered, because the more empowerment you give women, women are going to pay you back by asking for more government to maintain their position, affirmative action, all this other stuff. And see, the thing about when the government gives you stuff, it controls you more. The more it gives you, the more it controls. Now, that's why we're moving into this compulsory system of compliance now, because it's like welfare, where you get your house, you get your food stamps, but you got to check in. You got to do these things to
Yep.
to maintain what you have.
Yep, exactly. Shout out to Hope, man. Listen, bro, it's about not just that getting in the door, it's staying under the roof. And that's what y'all don't realize and understand when you allow yourself to be taken care of by the government, man. The government is not supposed to take care of the
Yep.
people. You're supposed to take care of themselves and each other. Okay. You're supposed to have a network of citizens set up to, if and when there's someone that's hungry or there's someone that's homeless or whatnot, what have you, you pool your money together and you care enough about your fellow man to do that. This is why you have other cultures as to where the family, the kids stay there till they're like 25, even sometimes 30 years old, not just out of on some bum shit, but while they're going to get their MBAs, they're going to get their master's degree, they're going to get their doctorates, they live in their parents' home. Why? Because the family is supposed to be the support system of the person, not the
Hmm.
government. Okay. But again, with us, shout out to Hope, man. This is why I tell y'all, man, bruh, this is why these conversations are important. Because one brother can say something that sparks a whole, what I'm saying, logic train that needs to be stressed that we never ever hear. Okay, bruh. When you allow the government to replace the man, you allow the government to become the family of the black person versus
Facts.
the fucking black man being the fucking foundation and the head and the leader, and us depending on each other. So yeah, man. But
A
we
lot
gotta
of this,
we gotta say some of this for tomorrow, man. I'm definitely doing 10 for Tuesdays tomorrow. But let's work it back to the topic of this the rise in crime and pretty much violent crime and actual shootings and killings of black people versus the narrative that the media is forcing on us about the shot. So the media give you the black girl that she helped create the shot. They give you the young teenage girl that was the first to take the shot. They give you another black daughter to take the shot. They got the
they
celebrity
got
stuff.
you, they got you Obama, who said, I'd be first to take you.
Yeah, man. They telling you niggas about the wrong shot, bro. You gotta be
Yeah,
more concerned about not getting shot out this motherfucker, bro, because
I'm
this
telling
shit is
you,
spiking. This shit is
it's
spiking, man.
definitely in my neighborhood, man. I didn't look. My neighborhood ain't known for shootings, but I felt like I was in freaking Afghanistan over here. It's getting real, man. It's getting real. I'm starting to wonder, like, who is shooting. Like at first, I know it's black folks, but I don't know if it's because of the what you call it, the what gentrification that's
Yep.
going on in the cities was making people desperate, and people don't, it used to be a lot of little ways you could survive, but these people now they get desperate, and like carjackings are going up, everything's going up. And while we thinking about this deception, you're right, we're not doing house cleaning on our own front.
Well, one of
People
the
all
things. Go ahead, Colt. My bad.
no,
Continue.
I was gonna say one quick thing. People always have an issue when you bring up black on black crime. They always
Okay,
have an issue about it. But go ahead, bro.
that's exactly a great segue. Okay, so we all, I can't see the panel yet. Okay, it's just us. We all work out. We've all had situations where we've plateaued or we're trying to gain more or lose more, right? And what is it that you do? What's the approach that you do with workout? You look at your diet, then you wonder, do I need to do more cardio? Do I need to do more calisthenics? Do I need to do more strength training? Do I need, you break things down to try to figure this out. So when we're talking about social issues where we'll discuss the behavior, then we'll discuss the symptoms, then we'll get into history. But what kills me, man, and I hate using this expression, but I'm going to say it, what kills me with some of the critics of these spaces as they refer to us is when we go through that and try to peel this onion back, we're the one seen as the one that's causing the issues or this, and it blows me away where
Exactly.
I'm like, wait a minute. How are we going to try to fix this when we couldn't even discuss this
That's the
amongst different?
that's the thing, Sir Tice. That's it, bro. You're supposed you can't air out, quote unquote, air out the dirty laundry of
Yeah.
somehow. And that's my thing, especially as a man. If a black woman was to come out and say, "You black men aren't you aren't this, you aren't that, you're that," everybody jumps in, joins in, and let's fucking shit on the black dudes. But when we as black men, and again, we don't just even this is why this shit lately, bro, is really it's kind of been irking me. But I'm like, bro, I'm talking more about black men right now than women. Why? Because black men commit more of the violent crime than black women do. You know what I'm saying? And I'm actually giving black women a look, or what I'm saying, an understanding of something that they most likely don't, because they don't understand the seriousness of the situation as to when you have this huge spike in crime, violent crime at this, and something like carjackings. You know what I'm saying? Because man, that's one of those crimes as to where shit can really go left quick, fast, and in a
Hmm.
hurry. We're starting to see a lot more deaths related to it. They ain't just stealing the car like when you parking shit on the driveway, man. You know what I'm saying? And going running off with the shit. No, bro, they running up on you while you
Or
in
the
it.
gas station.
Yeah,
Yep.
they run up on you. Hey, give up your shit, nigga. Or give up your life. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, you got to be more careful out here, bro, and understanding this shit, bro. I keep telling y'all, man, you better have your head on a swivel. You better have a ways and a means to protect yourself. Watch who's watching you, and do all these things, survival tactics out here, bro. Because this shit is not a game no more, bro. It's not. Yeah, shout out
Yeah.
to Hood Conservative. I saw that story. You know what? I thought it was the same story because you know that what happened to the ordeal concerning the Rayshard Brooks thing. That's how the girl got shot. You know what I'm saying? That kid got murdered, right? But you know, I'm thinking this is the same thing. But no, this is another thing that's happening. And again, what do you keep hearing here? Atlanta, Compton, Oakland, Chicago, New York City. What are these? These are all Democratic and fucking major black fucking cities, or if not major
Yep.
black, a high black population. Minneapolis, all of these things, bro. So what is this telling y'all? And that shit trickles down, bro. And it's getting to the point now where you're not even gonna be safe in the suburbs, even in the good neighborhoods, because what niggas know what it is there. You
Yep.
you you might get some pushback in the hood where motherfuckers know what to be looking out for. But shit, if I'm hungry, if I'm to the point where I just don't give a fuck no more, and I know the police ain't respond. Shit, I'm finna motherfucking I'm finna branch out, and I'm finna climb through your window or kick in your door.
I think, brother, that the guns is the last saving point. I heard you give yourself a shout out, you 80s cats, No, but salute, you guys are the bridge. But I think just, America with all the, what we were talking about with the whole communist, socialist stuff, the guns are the last point. As
Yeah,
far as, in other words, people not gonna, as by the way, with murders increasing, I forgot to say this point, with murders increasing, you know what else has been increasing? Guns. Oh, you can't find ammunition in some stores. I know because I tried over the weekend. I mean, I was reading something about how gun sales have skyrocketed since June. Let me see if I can find a link for this.
yeah, I did one on that too, man. It went up. I forget what stream it was, but yeah, bro, it's ridiculous. Like I said, between you had the most guns ever sold over like a 3 month period this summer. It was just ridiculous. It's crazy. So yeah, you got a whole lot of more guns out here, and this how I say another thing too. Just getting to the politics aspect of it real quick. I was just like, bro, you mean to tell me the whole country as a whole just bought the most guns in history, and y'all are about to elect the motherfucker that's telling you he want to take your guns, or he want to put more restrictions on guns. That's why like it didn't make sense either. It just made no sense.
And not just that, not only are, a lot of people are trying to get guns to fight for their freedom, we killing each other. We don't have no infrastructure to even protect ourselves against the government. Against, look, I'm not telling, look, I'm like people, look, it ain't gonna be no revolution against the military. But, if you look at the narrative that other people are doing, it's like they're kind of, I'm protecting my household. I'm protecting, my community. We're actually just killing each other. We're so into chaos that we have no structure to even have any form of discipline and protection about the proper use of a gun. Aside, I'm gonna kill the next brother. I'm gonna hate on my brother because he got something that I don't got. So I'm just gonna kill him. It's like we're still in that dumb level about everything. And it's like that's because we just removed all the structures. Black folks are just on this low base thinking about I can't stand to see somebody doing what they're supposed to do. I just feel entitled. I'm a victim. Just give me free stuff. My mama need to buy me Jordans. And when I see somebody working for their Jordans, I'm gonna shoot them. It's like that.
I am encouraged that I do think that we're not looking at each other as just all one or our. We looking at things from a tribal level now. Does this person share my values? Does this person share my beliefs or what have you? I do see a sense of that direction going because, as you've said in the past, some people just can't be helped. Some people, they will take, it don't matter that you have the same complexion as them.
Yeah, some people just hate the truth. Like a lot of times we think if you give knowledge to people, it'll help them, but it don't help people who hate the truth. And
you think you know everything. You think you know everything.
And the truth is that you reap what you sow. Your life won't be anything if you don't invest into it. If you don't, basically the choices you make and the structure you give yourself. Like you can come from all kinds of adversity and you can either build yourself from it or break yourself from it. And Black people don't understand that. It's like, oh, my life was hard. I grew up in a poor family. That could be the perfect catalyst for you to, overcome everything. For you to just be focused, your masculinity kick in, and you just say, you know what? I'm going to work when everybody's playing. I'm gonna read when they're
right. It used to be that way. I'm not saying abroad, but it's not unheard of. People like I had to work my way out of this because I didn't want this for my children or my life as an adult. And now if it ain't easy, then people don't want to do it, or like I said, it's the path of least resistance.
Hey, look, man, that's basic masculinity that, just a few of us are holding in the Black collective is we're holding it down because we're not sitting there, even under, bad odds and adversity, we're still not claiming to be the victim because we already thinking we can overcome. We're not like going to sit there and say, I'm helpless like a woman. No, I'm going to overcome whatever's put before me until I die. And that's basic masculine mindset. And that's why the mindset of most Black people is so convoluted until when you talk to them, they think that you're just an oppressor, and they don't realize the true oppressor to most Black people are themselves. They get defeated by themselves before the white man even has a chance to.
Not that word oppressed again. real talk, real talk. Yeah, real talk, man. Cats hear buzzwords: oppression, misogyny. There's two others that you often hear or what have you, where it's like, do y'all even bother looking at what these words mean, or is this is just the common trope that you're hearing right now? So you want to sound cool and fit in, and this is why you just repeating that what you don't even understand.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like people, if you look back in the past, even during Jim Crow and segregation, Black people got it together under the hardest circumstances. And it's like, soon as life got a little bit more comfortable, we got a little bit more opportunity, we got lazy. So
that's the integration aspect. Yep.
Yeah. So it makes me ask the question, is adversity really a bad thing? If every time we in it, we actually overcome and we actually build families and we own things and have more businesses. And then once, we start getting stuff or, life gets assumingly a little bit easier, all of a sudden we want to trade all of that structure away to be like somebody else, to integrate, to validate ourselves by another person instead of realizing, look what we've overcome, look what we can do. It's like, I don't get it.
Well, it didn't happen if it's not on social media or nobody can see. Whereas before, when you would do something, I'm being serious here. When you would do something, you would see the quality in the product of something in your effort. You know, whether that was you studied something and you got an A, but you didn't get an A because nobody sees it, or you worked out more. Now everybody has to see things to be validated, which gets into this whole TV and look at me, and shout out to Young Swift who has said I forgot narcissist. That fits into right into this right here. So it's amazing, man, how many are getting their validation nowadays. You would think with all that we've been through that it would be okay, I'm personally motivated, but we got people we got people, man, chasing for social media likes, for crying out
Yeah.
loud, men and women, okay? You know, so
And look, it's funny because you say that because when I get on these platforms, I actually go in knowing I'm speaking against the norm. I'm actually challenging the status quo. I'm speaking against what we call government ideologies, all of this. So I'm not going into it expecting likes. I'm actually like Mr. Fantastic. I'm welcoming the pushback. I want somebody to
you're
prove.
sharpening your point.
Exactly, because that's how it works. You actually have to prove what you're saying in the face of adversity. Just like you have to prove that you're living, that you believe what you say during moments of adversity. It's the same thing. And so like I don't, if it's funny because the aspect that's supposed to be, celebrated is the masculinity, the fact that people are overcoming, the fact that people value your testimony, your story, young people can learn from how you dealt with your life. That's the part that we're supposed to look at, not the fact that because I tell dudes all the time when it comes to subs and likes and all that, I'm like, look, haven't females taught you anything? A average female can just bend over and clap her cheeks and get 1 million views. And so if a female can do that, what is the value of it? What is the value of it? If a basic female can just bend over and clap her cheeks, are men now comparing themselves to cheap hoes? Is that what we doing? It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. Sometimes at some point the substance of what we're doing and the effect it has on people has to mean more than just this basic attention seeking mindset.
Hey, shout out to Sal's HQ for the 1999. Shout out to Fantastic 824, Spiritual Logic, Falcon Black, and Fastest Life is speaking on all these current situations. There's fish to fry. Females gonna do what they gonna do. Got to talk about this real stuff. Most definitely, brother. Again, man, like I said, man, I understand some of the conversations we had, what have you. But yeah, man, this it's far more important stuff going on than the whole relationship dynamic between black women, black men type shit, man. Again, that's something to do recreationally, but again, you just to constantly beat that dead horse, like nah, man. Again, it's far more important things that we're trying to. We got about male empowerment. This what this whole sector is supposed to be about. Okay, again,
Exactly.
women are a residual effect of you being empowered. Okay, physically, mentally,
Facts.
spiritually, financially, any and every way, strategically, all these things as a man, bro. As a man, you're literally supposed to be a fucking Swiss Army knife. All right, you're supposed to make yourself as versatile and as dynamic as possible. You're supposed to be ready for anything that's thrown your way. So again, man, like I said, the women gonna come, and if and when you are that, she has no choice. And if she don't want you, you laugh at her because bitch, eventually you're gonna come back to me because I'm going to still be here. That's why
Right.
I don't worry about a bitch that don't like me or a bitch that say she don't or whatever. Again, man, especially at this age and stage. Listen, man, if you're in your 30s, especially 35 plus, and your main focus in life is females, brother, you fucked up. I
Right. That's real messed up.
real shit, brother. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or whatnot, but if your number one conundrum in life is, why don't she like me or how can I get her and all this stuff, brother, you're failing yourself. Okay, especially today, knowing what we got going on today, man. So by all time, by all means, man. Yeah, appreciate that, Sal's brother. We do this over here. We've been doing it. Like I said, we get off on the side of the tangent every now and again about the whole you know gender war thing or whatnot, what have you. But yeah, man, it's far too much important things to be talking about here, especially with what's looking like is happening is on the horizon. For us to be stuck on that, man. That's all I'm saying, bro.
And yeah, and when we bring up the shootings, it's actually because we care about what black men are doing.
Thank
That's the
you.
form.
Thank
You know, we're not bringing up the shooting of each other because we hate each other. It's because we care about what's happening in our families and communities, and we're trying to have a mindset shift.
And the media is not telling you this again, man. This right here, the media is not telling you the like, you know, the stuff you need to do and the measures you can take to protect yourself, or
Hmm.
tactics and things about paying attention to your surroundings and stuff like that. The media is never gonna tell you that, bro. Like I said, they're more telling you about this fucking vaccine
Well,
shot, how I convince you of that. Then they're telling you that, hey man, you need to be motherfucking, going down to your local sports gun shop or whatever, not what have you, and strap the fuck up. That's what you
I'm
need to do.
telling you, man,
Take
because
yeah,
when they
some
there's
start going to
incentive.
the streets,
take some lessons.
Yeah, there's incentive. I mean, we should know this. We should know this media game by now. There's incentive in seeing, these constantly, what's going to drive more views. And I don't mean just on YouTube. I'm talking about in global media. What's going to drive more these kids from this school who are getting accepted in a calculus program, or the best winning chess team, or this shootout that happened here? You know, people gonna go gravitate to what's the shootout. Heck, there's a what is World Star? World Star is worth $100 million, and I would arguably say 90% of it is crap or negative, stereotypical, reinforcing BS.
Hey, shout
yeah,
out to my man Kick Clouds, man, for the cash out, brother. Appreciate you for a good show. Got to get up there one day. Hey, brother, yeah, I appreciate it. You welcome wherever you want to go ahead and hop up here, brother. I would love to hear your perspective, man. But yeah, we got TPOT in the building, man. What's going on, brother? What's
Happy
going on, brother X? You got it?
happy happy holidays, Merry Christmas, to my brother Teapot.
what's up, brother X?
You unmuted, but we ain't got no sound from you, brother.
When did you ever think you'd hear that?
His what's name been
Now that happens to me sometimes because sometimes
Zave, we can't hear you. Yeah, now we do.
yeah, you good. Go.
Oh,
All right, peace. I had to turn it on the board. Peace, brother Fantastic, brother Sir Tice, brother Hulk. I ain't gonna stay long, man, because I had to get up out of here. But I was listening, and I heard y'all talking about, the lack of black folks to speak on black crime, and the reason why. Number one, like you said, brother Fantastic, black men, we're not allowed to speak on black crime because, see, if we speak on it, we have to speak on it from a term that it being our fault. That is why they don't like us to speak on it. Because, see, we are ultimately blamed for it. All right? We're blamed for it. So we're not allowed to discuss it unless we are shifting the blame to someone else. If we talk about black on black crime and we look inward instead of outward, that triggers people. That offends people because people think that, hey, look, why y'all talking about this? Because, hey, black folks got enough problems. There's enough shit going on with black people. We need to be focused on what other people are doing to us, not understanding that more of us are killed by each other than white folks could ever do.
yep,
We more of us kill each other, man, than the police. The police got a lot of catching up to do when it comes to killing black folks. All right. The police are far behind. Now, mind you, I'm not excusing police brutality or police killings, but let's be honest, man. If the only amount of people that black people were killing matched the amount of people that police were killing, we'd be doing all right as far as killing go in black society. We'd be at a pretty good number. But people will never tell you that. Why? Because they feel like if you talk about what black people do to each other, you're part of the problem. Like
yep,
others were saying earlier. Now, if someone goes out and rapes someone and I get up here and talk about it, how am I worse than the person who committed the offense? How am I worse than the perpetrator? And that's the mind state that we have. Because, I always say, black folks, man, we need to stop keeping the secrets and see what we do to each other is one of our black society secrets. And see, we need to keep it. Like the molestation in the family and all this other kind of nonsense. We need to keep that secret. This is why they don't want you to say anything. Just like your old mama don't want you to tell nobody that her old boyfriends used to be in your room at night. Keep the secret. That's in-house business. It's family business. But what we fail to understand, that the shit that goes on with us as black folks, I'll say this and I'll shut up. Shit that goes on with us as black folks is not family, nor is it business. All right. Yep. But I got to get out of here, man. Thanks for letting me come up, brother. Fantastic. Brother Hulk.
Always, X, not a problem, man.
I salute, brother X.
Take your time, X.
Hey, salute, Zave.
Yeah, see y'all on the other side, man. Peace.
Yeah, man. And like you said, bro, whenever you're doing anything than talking from a victimhood standpoint, man, it's like you said, it's just you have to be attacked. You have to be attacked by the drones. You have to be attacked by the hive. You have to be shut the fuck up because you're not supposed to do that. And more importantly, like Hope answer types, you guys always say, man, you're standing in that masculine frame, man. All right. It's just it's a shock to the system of the black community as to when a man has the balls to stand up and say, hey, this is wrong. All right. We need to fix this. Something needs to be done. And you know what I mean? Even more so when we're talking about a topic like this, bro, this doesn't just affect us. This affects like the group as a whole. And like I said, even to the point of where they don't even give a fuck about the children. You know what I'm saying? Like kids, man. What are we doing? What are we doing?
No. You're exactly right. I just look at when you say just standing up. I've been doing this for XX amount of years. I have yet to come into one of these conversations. Not only here on these panels, but when they're like, "Oh, you wrong," or "You saying these points." I said, "Okay, so what's my like one of their cliches? They always say these cliche words, Fox News talking points." I said, "Okay, what is a Fox News talking point?" I mean, help me understand that one, but it just goes to show, right? It just goes to show, man, that you would just think that people are like, okay, let's sit back and think this because we're saying the same old thing all the time. Okay, maybe there is a point here. Maybe we do need to address this. Maybe this is why some of the neighborhoods are like this, but nope. So, but I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing.
True that, man. It's crazy. Black people hate correction. They don't realize the only way you can deal with a problem is first you have to acknowledge it, and then you have to create, a strategy to overcome that problem. But if you don't address the problem, it's not going to go away. And that's exactly what's happening. It's like we all have grew up. Well, not all of us, but a lot of us have actually grew up in hood-like communities where we see shootouts and we see a lot of violence and stuff like that. And it's like, you can't ignore that when you're growing up as a kid. You know what I'm saying? You can't ignore that you've seen your friends and family get shot up, and you're just going to throw it away and blame white people for something black people did. You're just not going to do that.
How do I not? How do I not become one of these statistics? And in fact, man, let me roll with that one if you don't mind, Hulk.
Go ahead, bro.
But yeah,
no, you good. You good.
I remember coming up, I remember coming up, and there was this trope that was constantly said about one and whatever black man won't make it till they're 25 or whatever, and it was so, they constantly put this out. I'm talking like late 80s going to the 90s or what have you, right? And I'm like, so, before I really understood statistics like that, I'm like, so I'm counting 5 of my boys. One of us is going to be dead or whatever, that we ain't going to make 25, even though we ain't even involved in any of this stuff. And what I realized is, I had some friends / family members who was involved in this stuff. And they actually sadly believe that. And a lot of them, are not here with us. But what's my point? It's that whole thing that when you constantly hear something, you will internalize that unless you're doing something different to combat that will put you in those areas. So it goes back into the propaganda, the messaging and all that. And I'll just say, for us to be as strong as we are, because I do think that as a collective we are strong, but for us to proclaim that we're this, why have we become so subjected to this propaganda?
Well,
even nowadays, yeah.
I'll bring up, to caveat back to the shootings, to the people taking the jab. The reason why a lot of black people are concerned about this jab, because again, it puts them in a situation where they feel victimized by the government. Something the government, oh, I'm a victim. This is the only thing that can help me. It's kind of that victim, because if you notice that when it comes to this jab thing, people are not talking about I'm taking care of my health, I'm increasing my nutritional input, I'm having better lifestyles. Since when do men just stop caring about, taking care of
Getting a
themselves
jab.
and just go say, I
Right.
gotta get the jab, forget my health, forget working out, forget eating right. It's all about the jab. That's not even masculine.
I have a
It's
oh, my bad. I have a
no
good
real quick.
friend. She's in. Oh, go ahead. You finish. My bad.
No, you good. I was just gonna say real fast. It's like it's the same victim mindset. It's like, oh my goodness, it's nothing I can do but wait for the government to come and save me, and it's the same thing. But go ahead, bro.
No, no, no. You actually make a good point. I was gonna simply say I got a good friend. She went to go visit her husband in Nigeria, or whatever, right? And she's been posting things or sending videos. And I said, wait a minute. I'm looking at these videos of the imagery in the streets of Nigeria, and people don't have masks on. Now, I don't want to get into pro mask or not mask or whatever, but I'm just simply saying, I'm like, wait a minute, are these pictures current? She's like, of course they are. And and she was basically just simply saying that. She said, well, look, this is going to make people mad, but the diet here is much different than the diet there that a lot of people consume. Now, if you eat a good diet here, I'm not talking about you or whatever, And she said, that's why it's not really impacting people here. Now, she said, I'm not saying it's not real or what have you, but I'm just simply saying we have a template on what's working, but you got people trying to do this travel shaming that you don't get a jab. It's not like that. I mean, somebody literally told me, it's not like it's the Tuskegee experiment. I'm like, well, what do you know about the Tuskegee experiment? Now, me and you, Hulk, have had discussions about this, so I know a lot about that. But
Yeah.
so you just want me to get jabbed just so I can post pics online like you goofies do all the time, man? Now, mind you, I do travel, but you get what I'm saying. It's like y'all don't even do this to for the culture. Y'all just do this so y'all could be flossing. But I'm kind of getting off topic there. I was
But
just trying to make a comparison. Go
But
ahead.
real quick, another thing why people don't talk about the shootings is because they don't want to address that a lot of these guys who are growing up into this violent household, we all saw them with their mom and an absent father. And see, that opens up a whole nother dialogue. We got to deal with the father being absent and the mothers raising these type of, well, not raising, but just, housing these type of children. And nobody wants to talk about that, because then that puts, that kind of challenges a strong single mother and women don't need men narrative that the government likes to push so much. So it's a lot of things going into that.
I'm not
Hey,
saying that. Go ahead,
MGTOW
fam.
fight for the five. Appreciate you, brother. Welcome back, man. I know you be out here in these streets, bro. Sparingly, but shout out to MGTOW fight for the five. And we got my man Big 6'6" in the building. What's up with you, bro?
What's good with you?
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Hello.
Yeah, I was just trying to hop in the conversation, man, because I was at the pool hall the other night and I was talking to three Black Panthers, and they grew up in the '60s era, and they were saying like back in the Jim Crow era, they were saying like black people actually really cared about each other. They spent money with each other, like they said it was a whole different vibe than today, man. They was like
Yeah.
immigration is really messed us up, bro. It's really broke us down. But they said when we had to depend on each other, he said that was the strongest they ever seen in the black community. And the black community was getting things done. And they were saying that they wish that happened again. They was like, I wish that whole Jim Crow era happened again, because black folks would definitely need each other then.
Are you in
Yep.
LA?
Huh?
Are you in LA or
Now I'm in
California?
DC.
Okay.
Oh, another DC now. All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were just saying a lot of stuff about that though, man. It was like, yeah, man, like just us blending in with the white folks and stuff like that really broke us, man.
What you're saying is completely true. I'm a big history guy, so it's here. I'll just say as simple as possible. When you amongst yourselves, you're trying to be the best or what have you, and then you see a so-called society that's preventing you from doing this. You're like, okay, when that curtain comes down or that invisible wall, whatever obstacle it is, you're going to show them that, okay, y'all prevented me from doing this. I'm going to show you we're the best mathematicians. We're the best, you know, at chemistry, algebra, what have you. We have all these precedents there, and we created our own business districts, more than just Tulsa. More, you know, there are many of these. So the brothers were accurate in what they told you. In fact, if you really look at a lot of historical literature up from the time, and I'm talking about things like the magazines and the papers, the opinion pieces, you will see that there were Black critics who were saying, listen, we're cool with the laws, but this whole integration and their system is better than ours. It was plenty of people that were speaking out about that, but they were ostracized, kind of like us people who are on this anti-jab kick. So just kind of just giving you that insight.
And also, I would just say this, you know, it's funny when people don't depend on the government, they depend on male-led families, and it's that simple. And see, that's the only reason that Black people succeeded, because they had male-led families that had to be, that were structured, where everybody supported each other. There wasn't a whole bunch of emotionalism. People worked, they worked to survive. You know, it wasn't no foolishness in the house. It was that. Soon as the government came to replace that, all of a sudden we were, you know, fell for the Trojan horse of the government's here to help you. Meanwhile, they implemented a lot of policies against men in our name. Like civil rights was just a Trojan horse for feminism, LGBT, victimhood, everything.
And that's why, like I said, that's why everybody else has benefited more than the Black man has. Not the fastest life for the 199. You ain't Black if you don't take the needle. D Biden. Shout out to Fasting, man. Yeah, but
that was a good one.
And they said the education was better back then too, because we said all Black schools, so you was getting taught by Black teachers.
Well, hold on, bro. I got something for that education piece tomorrow, man. We're gonna say that. We're gonna save that for 10 for Tuesdays, man.
Now, but before I hop off here, though, man, I just wanted to say, man, I'm definitely they started a new chapter out here, man. They already got 150 members, man. I got my meeting tomorrow, man.
Well, hey, be careful, brother, because again, that is a communist organization. So definitely be careful, man. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You're a grown man. But do the research, brother. Again, they are you know, anarchists, and the whole point of the original point of the Black Panther Party was to pretty much cause civil unrest and anarchy in America as a whole. So just be aware of that, man.
Hey,
I'm gonna do my research.
No, and that's the beautiful thing about this. Nobody on this panel, and you've said this, fan yourself, but nobody on this panel has said, "Hey, believe everything I mean." It's like, no, here's the research. Go do it yourself,
hey,
right?
Please, man, you're a grown man, bro. Do as you please. Exactly.
I just wanted to hop on here and talk to y'all, though, man. But man, keep doing your thing, man. Keep spreading this knowledge, man. It's glad to see brothers, man, not arguing, just you spitting, dropping facts, man.
Salute,
hey, greatly
brother.
Appreciate you, brother. Great.
All right, brother.
Back
Respect,
again,
man. Respect.
So yeah, man, that's the whole thing, bro. That this is about. Yeah, man. Shout out to Fasting again. The shot only works on I don't know what the hell. Oh, a round globe, not flat. Shout out to Fasting.
Save it for tomorrow.
But yeah,
Hey,
man.
should I go re-listen to that one? Because I said. No, I was just asking, should I go re-listen to that stream, because I heard it was actually pretty good.
Which one?
Your flat Earth one.
Oh yeah, it's solid, man. It was solid. It was good as fuck. Hulk and Fasting, bro. We brought it, man. They brought it. They brought it hard. So like I said, and they had somebody else that came up with them too, man. So like I said, it's a lot of
Offseat and what's his name?
But
let me real quick about that. I'm not like when you see the term flat earther, I'm more of a flat surfer. Like I'm thinking about the flat surface. I'm not thinking about the actual shape. A lot of people, like, there's a lot of things that in the flat earth narrative, you know, men have never been outside of high altitude orbit. So we have never been far enough to look back to see what's exactly going on. The only verifiable thing we can see is that the surface is flat. That's it. So, you know, I don't want people thinking, because I'm not saying that, you know, it's
not saying you said that. No, not at all.
No. I get it. I just had to clarify that, because, you know, there are people who actually draw images, and I'm not into the drawing of images and all that stuff. You know, like even the Globe, that should be a first cue that, when they start giving you an image, you know, like even with, talking about giving you an image of something, that should be the first clue that, okay, why is, if it's true, then why do we have these images around us? It's trying to be a reinforcement of things, and that's how they get black people again. They give you a lot of reinforcement of images, and if you see something enough, you believe it. You see enough movies about this, you think that's how it is. Same thing with the media. You see enough portrayal of black people under a certain light. Just like we all grew up with Boys in the Hood and Menace to Society, and is it really a shock that that culture became glorified with those movies being out? I mean, we grew up with them, but people actually started to live that stuff that wasn't even in it. They just saw the movie and literally wanted to go out and try to mimic what they saw. You
This is
know,
gonna sound wild, but this is gonna sound wild. I'm not getting on that. This is why I say people need to do like a social media fast and a media fast. I mean, fine if you want to watch a game, if you're a sports fan, you watch the game or whatever. But this man, it's called TV programming for a reason. It's programming, and the way that these social media algorithms are with the dopamine effect. I mean, this is why people can't get off of it, generally speaking, and we're out of balance. And where do we believe everything. Well, if, like I said, if it's not on there, it didn't happen. So that's what I think. They say we don't talk enough about solutions. Okay, here's your easiest solution: reduce your social media time. And I know YouTube is social media too, whatever, but you understand what I mean.
yeah,
Yeah, man, and like you said, Sir Tice, again, bro, the door to enlightenment stops with, or starts with turning off that damn TV, man, or reducing the levels of, like you said, media that your psyche is being bombarded with. Man, if people understood just the amount of subliminal messages put into just like a 15-minute advertisement, it it like I said, man, it's a reason why, like I said, the Super Bowl is the most watched event of the year, and it's a reason why
Rituals,
people people literally pay hundreds of millions of dollars for a 15-minute ad or whatnot, what have you, bro. Like,
seconds to
yeah,
30. Yeah.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
None.
So
Yeah.
these
You
people aren't these people use the best of the best. Oh, another name too, Edward Bernays, by the way.
Bernays. Oh yeah.
Sigmund Freud and Edward
Freud's
Bernays.
nephew. Freud's nephew.
Yeah, so yeah, man. Listen, this shit is the most people don't even understand the game being played with them because you don't know the players and you don't know the tactics and things like that, man. But like I said, once you start, just bro, just I'm telling you, just just tear a corner, bro. Tear a corner of this shit. I'm telling you, man. Before you start peeling back the whole onion, the more and more you do it, man, it's not easy and it's not pretty. But listen, just you knowing the fact that you actually know what the hell is going on versus everybody else being lost in the illusion, that's a reward in itself, man. That's the
That's
way
the
I look
yeah,
beautiful thing. That's the beautiful thing about knowledge is that whether you agree, it's kind of like what you say about math or whatever. Math don't care about your feelings. It don't change the math. When you're exposed to a concept, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. You're exposed to, your mind is there, what have you. So why not fuel it with stuff that can actually, increase your mental wherewithal on these things, so you actually can recognize the patterns and signs, because that's all it really is.
yeah, man. Like when I speaking on the imagery, people don't realize how much the government has used the science that we can verify to basically manipulate the light coming from the TV to put your brain in alpha state, and how much they have actually changed the natural frequency of sound, that when you hear certain music, they've altered how the natural frequency of it, and it does something to your brain. Like there's so much going on that we think it's just entertainment, but it's really indoctrination and distractions, like Mr. Fantastic said about what's going on in the Middle East and what's going on with the jab. Everything the media, the government and the media put out is to distract us from what we should be doing.
Yeah.
Right now, we should be taking care of home. We should be building families and establishing values and structure. But what are we doing? We're concerning ourselves and looking to the government to tell us what we should do next. or telling us what we should be afraid of. And if people actually say, you know what, I'm going to take care of myself, I'm going to be responsible with my lifestyle and the communities I live in and how I raise my children and stuff like that, how much better would black people be?
I think the best thing that we can do, no, I agree as usual, is just be an example, man. We brought brothers who stand in our masculinity and resolve. Masculinity is not a bad word and all this, all this crap that they've put out there where people's like, man, like when somebody said to me, and this is in a personal interaction I was in last week, somebody had said, man, they agree with what you're saying, man, but it's just the way. I'm like, I don't care about the tone argument. I mean, how do I say this the best? We talk to each other in some of the most vilest of ways, okay, and now suddenly we're concerned about tone. Oh, you could say it with sugar on top. You know what I'm saying? It,
Yeah, it's crazy. But that's the thing about men. We used to be able to get competitive and have and express our passion about having a good honest debate, and everybody kept it cordial. But now that the emotion, like the feminine emotion, gets involved, it's like, okay, when you feel the competitive nature of somebody challenging your argument, it's like people, instead of just pushing their mind and letting that motivate them to be more affirmed in what they know or what they claim to believe, and go seek more evidence and more logical results to support what they're saying. They just go the ad hominem route and talk about your mother or say catch a flight or something. I'm just like, where did this come from? There you go. We're bringing murder into a discussion. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because the nature of men, we all grew up, hanging around your fellow brothers out there. Sometimes when you played sports, that competitive nature, it made you want to improve. It made you make yourself sharper. It was fun. It's fun to be in a competitive state. I don't get like mad because somebody challenges what I have to say. I'm looking to hear what they say and challenge it with I say, and if they're right, that's cool. I will go back and research more. I will go back and solidify in my argument to where I can challenge what they're saying. But just to sit there and say, well, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't like what? Like, it's just a conversation. It's crazy, man.
that's your cue, fantastic. It's something you say about once you get them in a logical trap, then here come the ad hominems. Here comes the shaming tactics. Here comes the I'ma kick you. It's almost like it's like is it even worth it? But then you feel like no, maybe they're not used to this information or they never heard it, so let me just offer it. But yeah,
It's crazy, bro. Because I know, look, man, I don't tend to start beefs online because I don't do things like if I really have an issue with people, like I take interactions face to face very seriously. So I wouldn't do something online that I wouldn't, just walk up to do because I know if you do that face to face, man to man, there's going to be some consequences going on. But just to feel like I need to feel good about voicing that over social media is dumb to me. That's why women are catty over social media. That's why we need to start looking at what, there's a difference between men and women. And and when men start crossing over into the effeminate in terms of like, okay, you're afraid of competition, or you need everything to agree with you to feel secure in your skin. Like, I don't care about that. Like, if I, like, if y'all know me and my content, I say everything that's counterculture, that's counter government, that's counter everything. And I know what that brings. I know it shakes a lot of people up because they never heard it. Like even with these discussions about, black on black, even when we have black on black crime discussions, I said, man, look, we need to talk about that. We need to stop being concerned about what the government. Look, all hierarchies and governments of the world are never going to care about people. They're caring about their own interests. All right, they're gonna give you lip service. They're gonna tell you one thing and do another. Like I tell people all the time, on paper, we have civil rights, but is that going to stop somebody from mistreating you? Hell no. So you need to
right.
always be putting yourself in the
Essential.
best position to control your life and to be wise and vigilant enough to do the best you can to avoid circumstances like that. And a lot of that has to do with you being prepared, productive, and just having your mind right. And in saying that is like, no, we got to go and we got to go attack the man. I'm like, bro, y'all rather do something that you failed at over and over again than do the one thing you've never tried, and that's taking personal responsibility. You know, it's that simple. Like, how you going to continue failure because we got a man in the White House, alleged halfway black man in the White House. What he do? He opened the LGBT community all the way up. You know, he didn't do nothing for what all the black people that voted for him said they thought he was going to do. He thought he was going to create legislation to catapult black folks and get some justice. The justice system stayed the same, you know, and just like Clinton, you know,
It even
people,
accelerated. I often try to remind people, you know, since they blame the current president for everything. I said, well, didn't Mike Brown happen under this, whatever, you know? So
yeah,
was it Eric? I said, wasn't the AG, the Attorney General, black too, Eric Holder, you know?
yep.
So, I mean,
They had a lot of black people. They had the woman. What was it? Rice. What's her name? Rice.
yeah, I can't think of her first name.
Susan
Darn
Rice.
it.
Yeah, they had
Susan,
all these
yeah.
people, man. I mean, it's funny, man. Black people been in these positions, but we deny the fact that when they get into these policy positions, oftentimes they're compromised.
Yep.
So that mean you got it, man.
No, bro. Like I said, we definitely gonna touch on that. Shout out to Fast Life of the 199. They gave the Twisted Tea meme after Nashville. Shout out to my man Jonathan Strong with the 20 ball. Thank you, brother. I remember telling my twin that people were going to Netflix and chill when the lockdown began in March. What came out that weekend on Netflix? Tiger King. And the next wave was the Carol Baskins kill her husband. Yeah, that Tiger King shit was some major fucking, bruh, man. I ain't never seen as many straight black men be enamored with and promote a gay white man in my life.
Let me first say this. I've never seen any. I just hear those names. Never mind. I just heard the last part that you said about that's what that was about. This Tiger King? Oh man. Yeah.
That was a major part of it. We got my man Cyber Lion 7th in the building, man. What's going on with you, brother?
Hey, fellas, what's going on? Good afternoon.
What up, Cyberline?
What's up, bro?
So, I'm actually been listening for a while, and I'm actually here with the sword today. The devil's advocate, give a little pushback. So I guess one thing I have to ask is, because I heard the portion of the conversation where we kind of affirm, or we kind of mention that, you know, what black folks need to do this or that. And so to some of the gentlemen that was just speaking, I guess I have to ask, because you guys got channels, what's your end game? What are you trying to accomplish?
Yeah, like I said, I stated here on the channel itself, bro. I'm trying to again inform, empower, and salvage as many people as possible of the black demographic. I'm here speaking on the topics that are said to be taboo or forbidden. You know, the stuff you're not supposed to talk about for those that want to hear it and have the conversation. This is a spot for, like you're doing right now, not a safe space, but a place for the ideologies or the philosophies of what I'm talking about to be challenged, fortified, and proven, versus just being echo in an echo chamber or just being repeated and parroted by people that just, you know what I'm saying, I guess want some paper champion. Again, this here and that's why it's the format and the form we do it is for you to come up here and prove me wrong if you can. All right. If I'm wrong about this or whatnot and everything I'm talking about, this is what it is. You do it. I welcome it. I'm here as a fucking last harbinger of fucking black male masculinity that's fucking allowed in this motherfucking world. Not just this country, not just a state, not just a city, in the fucking world. That's what I'm here for. And I'm here to motherfucking do this shit until I can't do it no more. So that's my end game.
Right now, and I forgot to mention you've gone on record and said that publicly many times. That actually was aimed at the other gentleman. My bad. What are you guys' end games?
Oh well, I kind of said the same, but I'll be more specific. There's always a narrative that's put out, and this is via indoctrination and deceptions and agendas that people are asleep to. And this is pervasive on a spiritual level, on a mental level, and a lot of people are just putting themselves into their own shackles by just believing one perspective, that they've been taught to believe. It's like in school, you're not told how to think, you're told what to think. And one thing I'm really getting into right now is epistemology. I'm getting people to question, how do they know what they know? Like when you look at all the information that's flowing through institutions regulated by corrupt governments, coming or information coming from corporations or big tech that have government agendas, are we just going to be blind to what's objectively revealed? Because actually, the silence and the compliance is actually accelerating us into a prison, into a world that is not going to it's not going to look pretty. And it's because people are just believing the narrative that the government is giving them, and they're not looking at the more logical design that's actually more intrinsic to us to naturally see if we avoid the indoctrination. And so I start on a very simplistic level of just challenging people to see things that the world would not reveal to you. And it has a lot to do with, like Mr. Matthias said, masculinity, but just basic observation and epistemology of how you know what you know about everything. And I
So,
notice a lot of people have questioned a lot of things, and I back what I say up with evidence coming from a lot of people like to believe in stats, and they like to trust these government institutions. So I let the government expose itself through their own institutions.
Yeah, similar to
so
what
that
you just said.
that
No,
that's
oh, go
actually
ahead.
interesting. And again, like I said, I'm here for pushback today. I'm not friendly neighborhood cyber line 7 because
It's
I'm
all good,
friend.
bro.
And so I have to be honest. I'm an intelligent guy, and what you said was not simplistic at all. It was rather complex, and because I didn't even know what epistemology is or was or what it's used for, but that's another subject. But it I guess I would say from that standpoint, besides fantastic, how do you quantify or gauge your results or your effectiveness as opposed to your end goal? And the reason I'm a little bit pointed today on this because and again, take it with a grain of salt. I think far too often we have a lot of us in the community. We do a lot of talking, but there isn't actually enough actual doing. And there's so much talking that if somebody was to come and say, well, you know, I see the diagram, I see everything, but can you show me what you did to actually put it together? And can you actually show me where you are in the process of actually putting it together? Can you actually give me something tangible, as you said, not stats, not talking points, but something tangible? Because I think and it doesn't apply to everybody, but there are some brothers who actually put effort behind the words, and they can point to it and say, "See, look here, I did this."
Okay,
Um,
so
but,
can I follow up that up?
well,
I
hold
go
on.
next.
I wanna give you the cornerstone because I don't want you to get it halfway, then take off in the air. Um, because you guys, I listen everywhere, and I heard the portion of the talking point that was more so about, well, social media is made for this, and people are chasing this, they're chasing the fame, they're chasing the likes, and what the hell? And so I see very few people. Now, I myself have considered building a platform that would do nothing more than to echo and reverberate any actual work that I do. That's easier said than done, which is why I haven't done it, because I just don't have. It's like you have to split time for this, then you have to come over to social media to do this, and then you have to communicate what it is you're actually doing. Then you actually have to go out and do it, and then you have to come back and actually point to what it was that you just did using social media. And so that's the reason I kind of asked that, and I exempt Fantastic from it because I haven't really heard him say he's going out there doing XYZ ABC. He's staying in the realm of social media. I'm assuming, and he can correct me if I'm wrong, as to more so bring the platform or the medium by which the conversations can take place en route to actually getting something done. I have to go on record to say we can't have 100 Fantastics. Everybody can't do the same thing, because then you're just pretty much being like the other guy. So now I'll pass the ball and say, with all of that considered, taken into context, how do you quantify what it is that you're doing as it relates to your end goal? How do you show us, or how do you provide some actual measure that you're actually getting something done that you're actually setting out to do? And what are the results of that?
Okay, so I'm not, and by the way, don't take my comment as being contentious by any means. I'm not
No,
saying that. Okay,
open. If it, I
okay,
want you to say
right.
it. I want you to be
So
totally
no,
honest.
no, 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 no. Let me go because you said a couple of things. All right, number one, this being this type of venue here, what have you, you're going to hear book references or stack references, because we rarely ever hear brothers converse like this in this type of format, in media, just in general. So it's, on one hand, this is just a place, it's no different to me than I call the online barbershop, where we're either trading or sharing information. As far as my personal life, okay, I've been to every continent in the world except for Asia and South America. So I've seen a lot of things, not only just with my own experiences, but I've seen other cultures, how they do things there, and I contrast and compare. I believe that the modern stateside black man, as I like to use the term to designate us, we get so much garbage messaging that what I'm trying to be a beacon of is, hey, here's how one way you can do it. And one way that I've done that is, you're also in the IT field, I believe, or what have you. I've trained brothers up. I don't believe in this whole, now this is me personally, I don't believe in this whole, we have to do the whole village or what have you. No, each one, I'm into the whole each one teach one. This is what I can do within my proximity. In addition, so I've not only gotten guys into the industry, I've shown them how to do high level troubleshooting and what have you, but also I have an extensive knowledge of health and fitness. So, and I've actually done something on man Zave's Teapot's channel, what have you, about fasting. And yes, you said quantifiable results. I received inquiries to me like, hey, I would love to talk to you more about this, or thank you, you got my blood glucose down with this. So again, when I say we get a lot of bad information, and we're not just talking about socially or culturally, but we're talking about health and fitness wise, things of that nature, because pardon me, if you don't have good health, you don't have you don't have even black families, and then we don't have any of that other stuff. So I think it always starts from just the health first, but then also, hey, with the networking aspect, I don't want to say this publicly, but let's just say we were talking about firearms earlier. So read between the lines in there. I've created a group of us down here with that. So right here, these are these things where we come and we trade ideas or say unpopular stances, see if it's actually viable, or that don't quite make sense, or I need to research that, or let me check that. Oh, damn, I didn't even know that. And the things that I've learned even from these panels, I used to hear the things about communism and I didn't think too much of it. I'm like, it's just a number buzzword. But then I started doing research. I'm like, oh my God, this is all connecting the dots. So I take that and then I share it with people so that they become more enlightened. So that's how, what I think with my tangible results, and then one person does it to another. So that's what I'm saying there.
Okay, and I'll go next. Well, the first thing with me is that this conversation is a bit different from my channel because I tend not to open certain subjects up unless it aligns with what my channel is about. But it does cross over with a lot of values and a lot of principles that I tell people about. Well, my first testimony with me is my own life. See, I've had a life, and there are a few people who know me personally in this space, and I've actually lived what I say. I actually live it, and my life itself bears the results. Have had a very challenging life, but yet I've avoided a lot of pitfalls and issues that being where I am now, and I've overcome a lot. But I'll say this from my channel perspective. Yeah, my channel has a more of a spiritual foundation, and just like we bringing up the shootings and the jab and all these issues, these choices that people make have very critical life purpose, life ending, and for me being a spiritual person, eternal consequences. And I want people, like, the first thing I do with my channel is that I give people a view of the biblical worldview from a perspective that they're not getting from these compromised, corrupt churches. And I first try to first let people know that the Bible has nothing to do with the lens that the world promotes it through. It has nothing to do with that. And in fact, most people intrinsically, when it comes to what's in their heart and mind in a spiritual sense, not in an emotional sense, are more aligned into a biblical worldview than they are with the narrative that this world wants to give you. And this world gives people an identity away from their natural design, away from what our conscience reveals. And that gives them an identity where we can be exploited, controlled, and manipulated by our lack of discipline and our lack of understanding of how to control our vices and the evils within us. When you deal with people, you're dealing with, like, the evil in the world is because there are people who have the choice to do evil. And see, a lot of people are dealing with the evil outside, but they don't deal with the evil within themselves. Like, oftentimes, in this space, you see a lot of guys complain about women, but they don't check their own desires and their own evils that make them easily exploited by certain women. Like, if you don't have any discipline to understand lust or vanity or ego or these things that the world wants to feed you through media, through institutions, and through all these things to make you into merchandise and to put you into the medium to which you can be just basically destroyed by the world. And a lot of people have come to my channel and they've listened to my content, and it has changed their whole understanding, not because I was trying to persuade them, but I just gave them a view biblically in an honest realm that the world and the church will not provide for a biblical worldview. A lot of people, you will not hear the things I say in a institutionalized, government regulated church system. You will not hear this from many people who are associated with so-called Christianity or call themselves so-called a Christian or anything. You will not hear these things. And most people have not read nor understood to read the Bible. They simply read the book based on preconceived notions that were instilled in them by people who have not read the book. So they read it with an open bias, and they don't actually seek to know things that can actually help them in a world such as this. This world is very, as we see, this world has a lot of issues with it. It's a lot of chaos, a lot of dysfunction, and a lot of evil. Whether you believe evil exists or not, there are things that are very detrimental that people are exploited and destroyed by because they cannot control themselves. And so one of the biggest issues that we have to deal with is the Bible deals with ourselves. A lot of things in this world deals with you. It starts with us. We have to deal with ourselves.
So
And
I find that interesting because um, I wouldn't say every church, but not all churches fit the description which you mentioned.
I would say just by having a church, it defeats the Bible. Does not speak of even having an institution regulated by your government.
But
If you go to Acts 7:48, the Most High dwelleth not in buildings made with hands. If you look at the even with the biblical Christ, what he did is he destroyed the temple and he rebuilt it in the body of the people where his spirit dwells in them, and
yeah,
that was
where two or
to
more are gathered,
counteract.
that's where he dwells. However, the this is what I again this is I take a bit of an exception
Mhm.
because I'm a Christian. I consider myself a Christian, but I understand that the instructions of the Bible apply or applicable to self. And there's a bunch of people out there who, that's why I said maybe not all churches, of course not all churches. Otherwise, Christ would not be looking for a church without spot nor wrinkle. So not everyone falls under what you mentioned. And I think it's you know, what I'm aiming at, right? Because I see little comments floating past. 2021 is here, right? And with this space, there's so much potential. Um, you know, and there are a lot of people who have literal potential to actually not only put their hands on the ball of what people are hearing, what people are seeing, and what some people are currently doing, but they actually have the potential to move the ball, to move the conversation, to steer the context. But as I look around, and again, I'm glad Fantastic has a platform like this. This is what it's for, to come up here and actually say, hey, I hold such and such to task for the lack thereof. I kind of see and hear more people doing a lot of the talking. Like I said, like everything you said was fine. But I guess, the ultimate is, how many people can you say, how many people can vouch that what you've told them, what you've given them, they actually were able to go out and do something productive with it? And, again, that's why I always ask, how can people gauge your effectiveness? If that's the case, one can, or they can orate all day about, details and similarities, but how effective is it?
Well, you mentioned something about the social media thing, and it was kind of I took it because I'm the one who brought that point up. Everything, you don't always combat propaganda with separate propaganda. Let me say it that way. Now, I'm working on a project where I'm learning more about how this works and studying the history of it. We were talking about Edward Bernays earlier, for example. His one of his texts is something that I'm reading, but I don't necessarily agree with this whole, well, we need to build a bigger mousetrap. I don't believe that, you're going to just confront media with more media. I think there's a different way, and it's not always going to have to be kind of like what I said in my initial response was, I'm not saying we're talking about saving everybody. Hey, there are some people who I get information from. I really like, I'm just using the example. I like their political content. I may not like their sports opinion. I'm just using the example. I like what they talk about health wise, but when they veer into these topics, I don't get into this. I'm not talking manosphere. I'm just talking strictly people where I get some of my information from. I'm able to filter that. And that's how I see people myself as far as, hey, well, how do you judge yourself, Tice, or whatever, with your message that you're giving off, which it seems like what you're saying. Well, I mentioned to you, like, how people have reached out to me. Okay. And I would put that number just on YouTube alone, probably around 20 to 30. In real life, which is what I really care about. I'm not saying I don't care about the people on YouTube. I'm simply saying it's a difference to me when I'm actually looking and talking with someone. That's what I'm more concerned about, because that's someone who I can interact with, and I can't change the whole city. And I'm not looking to do that. What I am looking is, as I said before, we get some of the worst programming there is, even when we were told, oh, you should go to college and this and what have you. As good as that has a good intention, and I followed it too, or what have you, but as good as that intention was, we're seeing what the whole, I don't want to necessarily say scheme was, but hey, let's give them, put them all in this student loan debt, or they could have learned other skills that could have been more marketable, because I think the number is 60 to 65%. Most people aren't even working in their own majors. So I would just use it as an example to say that the messaging, especially that's targeted towards us, has not been largely beneficial. So I think what we're doing is different. We're actually telling the whole hard things. Now, if it's orally and if it's nothing, if it has no meat on the bones, hey, or was somewhat interpreted as that, hey, so be it. But my thing is, what we just said just before you joined the panel, Cyberlion, is I've always said fact check these things or do the research here. We're here to just share the things and then also bring in portions from our real life of what we've done. So just wanted to add that there, bro.
No, and that, I appreciate that. Like I said, it's I just looking, I have to just be honest and ask the question, because the question really doesn't get asked. And if we're not careful, conversation will just go and go and go and go. There's a few people who I see ask the questions, the really hard questions, but no one seems to not only not really engage those questions a lot, there's minimal engagement. And secondarily, no one really is saying, okay, how do we actually literally build off of that to have something substantive? And so, the next question I would ask you gentlemen here and now is to say, okay, having said what you said, what resources are affordable at this current moment to actually get something done? Have you identified specific resources that relate to what it is that you're saying? Have you identified specific resources that relate to whatever your particular end goal is? Additionally, I have to also say, I think, for 2021, because like I said, I'm really debating, being a little bit more active, not necessarily from a social media standpoint, just for the fact I don't have time to rile up 1,000+ subscribers, and for me to deviate off and focus on social media as a substantial stream of income, which more so nowadays that's what it is for. People have different uses. I don't have time for that. I do well enough in my personal life with my given skill set to provide value, to be able to live a particular quality of life. And with that quality of life, if I want to take my resources and do extra things to give back into society, which I encourage every person does. That's actually what happens in the real world. That's what they do. But what, I hear a lot about the YouTube world. Well, this is YouTube. And I kind of take exception to brothers saying that, because I actually think it's a cop-out, and it applies to who it applies. And the reason I say this is because you have to think about it. I'm going to use Fantastic for an example. Fantastic may have Cash App streams going across his Cash App for his channel, for his content. That's real money. That comes from real people. People are actually giving up that to give to whatever they may feel obliged to donate or give based on what they're hearing, what they're feeling, or what they feel motivated to do. That's real money that Fantastic can really spend. He can really go do something with it, whether it's to give back or whether it's to build his platform bigger to do more of what he's doing. And one of the big issues I have, again, I see it as a cop-out of people who do this. They say, well, this is just YouTube. And it's just like, well, wait a minute.
I don't think anybody here said that, though. So
you just did it.
No, I didn't. What I relegated it was basically saying this is YouTube as opposed to real life. That's not me diminishing.
This is real life.
Hold a second. That's not me diminishing the information that I say on here. Like it's that. Now, if you interpret it that way, so be it. But I'm not on here as far as just to chit chat or lollygag. And in fact, whenever I've been on any of these panels, it's never been really for that. It's been on the information thing. That's what I'm saying there. Okay. I come here for a lot of, I don't mean just in the manosphere either. I get a lot of information out there. And like I said, I'm the one who also mentioned that I put out an entire health presentation about that. But hey, if you want to relegate my comment, or we have to save the community, or this, I was reading some of the chat comments, and most of the people are saying, I mean, why do it seems like, okay, so what is you had mentioned something with your next resources. What's this? What do you mean? I'm a panelist. I'm not necessarily a content creator, although I've been asked to by a couple of people, but I don't necessarily want to put into it. But I have other things that I'm doing that I think are moving the needle for people within my sphere. So it's almost like, I understand you said you're coming for pushback, but it's almost to the point now it's getting antagonistic.
Well, no.
Can I say something? Oh, you go ahead. You can go ahead and respond, bro.
Okay, my fault. I have to keep flipping this phone. These Note 10 has a bug in it. But I think, again, like I said, I'm coming with the sword today. Normally I don't come with a sword, based off how I'm listening. You qualified yourself by saying I'm a panelist. So, okay, you're a panelist. So my interpretation is a person who's a panelist, they don't have an end game that actually.
Okay, that's ridiculous.
Hold on. We're having a heated yet engaged discussion. No ad hominems from me. No ad hominems from you, right? So far, right? Am I right?
No, but I did say, continue.
Okay.
But
okay. So we got gloves on today. So we're gonna spar kind of hard. Like I said, fantastic note. I'm a cool guy.
No. Hold a second. Don't tell me what you're gonna do with me or whatever. I don't mind us trading information, but this whole thing you're trying to reduce because I said I'm a panelist. So it's panelists and the chat that make these spaces work. I'm sure you know that, right? You know how these cash apps that you reference, what have you, happen, right? The engagement. This is what the new media is, right? So why, with that said, why is you now suddenly reduced? You're a panelist. I mean, so what is
I've
it?
never claimed,
I get it.
but Sir Tice, I've never claimed to be anything more. And I specifically at the onset of coming on, literally said, I gave a warning. Hey fellas, I'm not your typical Cyberline 7 today. I have been listening carefully for hours to the conversation. So I thought about, I see what I feel may be some gaps. Now, I'll be honest, as you all say, we're all men. So, I'm not gonna come with gloves. I don't think we need that. You guys, this isn't your first rodeo. It's not my first rodeo. Yeah, it's a little bit hot today. And the chat, I'm not really focused on the chat because my belief is this. If the chat has something productive to add to the conversation or to enlighten the conversation or to edify the conversation, it's only 4 of us here. If Fantastic Be So Obliged, there's a link. So I don't really, for 2021, I don't deal with comments. So my thing with you, what I was saying was to make my point is when you said you were a panelist, I don't think I have to tell you that I didn't specifically say, well, because you're a panelist, you're reduced. I didn't say that. And that's how I operate. If I don't tell you directly, don't assume. It's okay. With me, you don't have to worry about an assumption.
Okay, enough qualifiers. This topic, you said you were listening. So we listened to this topic. We talked about the common trope of so-called, because I don't even like the term, about black on black crime in comparison, or he kind of used the whole jab right there, right? And we gave our opinions on this. No. When I say jab, I mean like, the, I don't want to use the word is what I'm saying, the V word or what have you. I don't know if that's YouTube. Okay, right. Yeah. So that's the jab I'm talking about there. So we're doing this and we were talking about this and you said you were listening and we each gave our viewpoints as to why these crimes occur, why poverty doesn't equal crime. I think I'm the one who said that one. Yeah, I actually did. No, which is the common talking points of why this happens, because we're concerned about preventing it. So now you're asking about this end game and all of this. And by the way, I don't mind if you're asking for the purpose, because I gladly answered your question, but it's like, we're so far away from the topic. I'm now confused.
Actually,
That's
we're
all.
not, Ty. I actually we're not, and I'm glad you gave that roadmap. What I'm asking, which is in relation to what you just said, this conversation that we're having, that you guys are having, right? This isn't a new conversation. I can reference several of fantastic specific streams where this very context was done before. Maybe different players, maybe slightly different details within that context, but this is not a new conversation. And so what I'm saying is I'm keeping it right here. I'm not bouncing. I'm not skipping or going forward or back in time. I'm right here. And what I'm asking in so many words is, okay, I hear what you guys are saying, but I'm going to be one of the people that we say in the Black community, we can't really speak up, right? I'm going to be that guy today, come with the sword. Pushback is not probably going to feel comfortable. That's fine. I'm asking, what are you doing in relation to what you're talking about in terms of an end game to actually say, you know what, as in relation to what we're seeing and in relation to what we're saying, here's what we're doing, here's what we feel can be done in everyone's corner of the universe or everyone collectively to achieve this particular result.
Well,
Even though I said
in.
I've
Let
done
me jump.
some,
Let me
let
jump
me
in
say
quick.
this, Virtual. Even though I said I've done some mentoring, I mean, what are you saying? Even though I've said I've also done self-defense training, okay? I mean, but I don't feel that we have to give a resume on this and what we're doing and what we're talking about, because we're not pointing fingers. We're actually addressing, as I said, we peeled that onion. We'll talk about the symptoms, but we'll talk about where this originates or what have you, and why some of these feelings that people who act out this way will happen. Okay. Now, I don't know if you heard me say that. And then I also bring a reference. It's not just charts or statistics and how those get reduced. It's okay, this is what happened historically, and this is where the psychology for some people come. So when you know those kind of things, you can then, in other words, you're educating. There's a brother who's in the chat right now. I'm not looking at the chat, but there's a brother in the chat right now. He said something. I say, hey man, go read this, whatever, and then come back later. And he came back like, yo, that was kind of dope or what have you. So that's something that he wasn't aware of beforehand. And it's not because I gave it to him. I want the credit or what have you. Somebody gave me that also. Spiritual, I'll let you go from there.
Did it change the momentum of what you got? But does it? This is what I'm saying. I heard when Teapot came up, right? He came on, he said what he said and jumped off. And so, again, what the hell? I just did that. God, man, I lost money on that trade. My bad. People talking about stocks. They're texting me and they're interrupting me. And the market's about to close. Anyway, so what he said.
You're talking about Teapot.
Yeah, Teapot. What he said was very valid. What I'm saying is, I feel
okay that
the talking has to translate into some measurable action.
Let me deal with this real quick, because
hold on.
I haven't got jumped in a minute.
Give me a second. I'm here. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. What I feel is that the talking, and I've turned off the chat too, the talking has to translate into some legitimate form of action. Again, this is the reason why I'm separating Fantastic from it. Not because I think he's cool or nothing like that. He's a respectable brother, but he's one of the few people that I've seen who has made very clear what he does. Then he actually does what he said he was going to do. And you can measure that. He doesn't leave something out there or throw a line. He doesn't cast his line out there where someone can say, well, what did you do? Show me what you did. No, he can actually show you what he did. And so what I'm saying in this conversation, I don't want you guys to take it personal, but if you feel that I'm hitting a nerve, then good.
No, I just want to say
I'll be
something.
honest. We're
I just
we're
I just
we're
want to be
we're
able to
men.
speak. I
Yeah,
haven't spoken in a while. I have to let
we're
y'all
men.
both dialogue
Go
back
ahead.
and forth.
Go ahead.
So the first issue with what you're saying is the battlefield of life begins in the mind. When I first came to this space, I realized that I wanted to add what I wasn't hearing to the space. I wanted to bring uniquely what is my mind and what I could add mentally to the discussion. Because the translation of having an alternate perspective will translate to having alternate outcomes. If you don't think of a different solution, you won't have one. And so everything that we say that begins with our speaking and conveying our thoughts translate to people actually having actions. Now, this whole collective thing, you could say anything, but people are going to do what they want to do. All we do is shine light on things that give people a choice that they might not have seen before, or a way of thinking they might not have been exposed to before. And if you adjust and if you allow people to see things in their thought process, it will translate to actions. Now, my particular channel is not like a lot of people's channel. I'm speaking on a spiritual level, which translates from understanding purpose, life, meaning, all these fundamental things in a way that the world is trying to distort and corrupt, and bringing it to a pure biblical format so that people can see more so the war going on within themselves and how the world is trying to weaponize that to bring people into all kinds of issues. And a lot
But
of
Hope,
issues start.
from a spiritual standpoint, we both know that it's not it's not predicted to get better. And
No, no, no,
so,
no. It's not about this life, bro. I'm not telling people to be pessimistic. Let me finish what I'm saying. I'm not
mm,
telling people to be pessimistic. I'm just trying to say that whether this life provides you with good or bad, just like I said, that personally through my life, adversity has been my greatest weapon to defeat everything that's been before me. Because adversity has just sharpened me, it's allowed me to seek wisdom and structure my life, that I've overcame everything in my life and without having any consequences that I can carry on to this day.
so would you
So,
say the condition is getting better or getting worse?
well, hold up, man. Conditions like a what? The world
Well,
or
yeah, I
people?
mean,
No,
well,
because
okay.
hold up, the
Let me let
people
me
and
let me let
world
me
are
let me,
different.
let me give you an instance, because you brothers are saying we're giving information to people so that they can go have an alternative choice, an alternative option to take some action. What I'm asking is, based on what you're giving out to whomever you're giving it to, what would you say? Is it working? Are conditions getting better? Has there been a positive effect? Have we made a dent in terms of what we're saying these problems are? Now, I'll be honest. I'm not one of those people who believe in save the Black community, and I've long been very known and pronounced to say the Black community. Actually, I've been the only one to say it in this way. The Black community isn't the physical Black community that we all remember, know, and love. The Black community is the collective of peoples who make up the community wherever they are, not in some neighborhood housing project. And I've long been a very avid individual to say, if you're trying to save everyone, which leads back into the very thing that you do from a spiritual perspective,
No, no, no.
it's not it's not going to
That's not
happen.
what I'm trying to say. Hold
No,
up,
that
man. You
how
can't.
how
That's a
that
that's a
I didn't say you. How Listen, I didn't say that you said that. I'm specifically saying the spiritual perspective. From a spiritual perspective, with that Bible, I'm not saying Hulk says you open the door to the spiritual. In the spiritual sense, here things on earth, shooting, Chicagoland, all that other stuff, it's not going to get better. It's going to get progressively worse and worse and worse. That's what it's destined to happen. However, in between that time period, when we do go into the afterlife, into the spiritual, which is eternal, as you said, certain people having made certain choices, actions, alternative actions, as you said, that will potentially influence where they are when we get to that afterlife. But the question I'm asking now is, with all of this in context, but what you guys are talking about and the things that you're doing, do you see any positive gain or tread being done in any of this, or is it not effective? Is it not working? Which means, will we spend 2021 talking about the same things we talked about in 2019, throughout 2020, say the coronavirus is a new item? Will we spend 2021 simply talking instead of actually doing?
Well,
That's what I'm hitting at.
let me hop in real quick. This is my thing on Cyberlion. The thing about life, man, and I say this all the time. Will you elect to become a, and I'm not saying that I am one by all means, a teacher or a person that points out the things or whatnot, what have you. We'll just use the teacher, right? The teacher has to knowingly teach the same material over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Why? Because you always get new students. Okay. So one of the biggest issues and problems I see with people, and I'm not saying you're making an argument, but this is just part of that discussion and sometimes argument that comes up as to why we always talk about the same things. Well, life is circular, bro. That's why it's called, that's why it's called circle of life, or they put life on the aspect of, nothing's new under the sun, even when you've had hundreds or thousands of years between civilizations and all different kinds of things. So the whole talking about the same things, that's always going to happen because you're going to get new people to come into any group or situation. Secondly, as far as like the doing things, man, I say all the time, I do much more than just talk on the internet. Me being who I am is more than enough for black men um as a whole. How I carry and represent myself in my real life, being a person of integrity, morals, and masculinity, is a representation for black men overall, which is something that we all know or could agree to. That is quickly fading. Furthermore, I'm passing down those traits to my sons. Right. So, like I said, and I didn't take it as a slight. I understand, but when you say that I'm just doing the thing from YouTube, no, I'm doing much more than that. The life that I live sets up many more avenues for black men that may come, after me, due to what I choose to do and how I choose to carry myself in the public. Furthermore, like I said, I, due to my occupation, I am somewhat limited into what I am allowed to participate in or not participate in doing, and that's a whole nother story for another day. But that's just that. But I've definitely said, look, I'm not about to die for none of these niggas, period. Because I understand people, but even more importantly than people, I understand niggas. So me being on some shit as far as like risking my life or my freedom for strangers that just happen to share phenotypical characteristics, no, not never ever gonna happen. But for the people that I know for sure that if and when we were to gather together and have some type of camaraderie in the physical aspect, and I knew for sure that this person standing to my left, to my right, before me, and behind me would, protect my life as they protect their own, then we're talking a whole nother different story. And the whole point of what we're talking about, and shout the whole things he talking about, is that theoretically, like you said, man, things are going to get worse. They're not going to get better. And knowing that it may come a time when that situation of where I need the person to my left, to my right, my forward, and my behind to be willing to lay their life down or protect their life as well as they protect their own. So that's my overall I guess motive or you know what I'm doing here. I'm not saying anyone else has to do what I'm doing. Again, another great thing about individuals is each individual has something to offer to the group. I don't expect there to be another Fantastic. That's why I'm me. I don't expect there to be another Hulk. That's why he's him. I don't expect there to be another Cyber Lion. That's why you're you and Sir Tyson, so on and so forth. So all in all, man, um, uh, it's just like the pushback. I understand it, but it's this is like you said earlier to answer Hulk's question or to one of his comments was that, bro, this is a very, very, very complex situation that we're in as black men in the modern times that we are, and with the degradation of society and the way things are going, I think it's just going to be more and more important for us to not expect the same thing or put a label on, let's say, success or non-success. And like I said, that'll be something I greatly get into and delve into a lot heavier here lately, because the definition of success and non-success for the people that's really pulling the strings behind this shit, bro, is any means necessary. All right, no matter what it is, if it costs a life, if it costs 1,000 lives, whatever it costs to, whatever it takes to get to the means to the end for them, that's successful. There are no morals or anything involved into it. It's just to succeeding in the mission or the overall goal. So that's just my little piece, man, on that. But all in all, bro, like I said, I greatly appreciate y'all in the conversation. We have hit the 3 hour mark. Make sure y'all pull up on me tomorrow, man. We definitely will be doing the 10-4 Tuesdays tomorrow. I know y'all don't like it, but hey, that shit stuck.
I'll be there, bro.
Yeah, so make sure y'all pull up on me tomorrow, man. Appreciate Sir Tice on Spiritual Logic and Cyberline for coming through, man. And that's that on that, man. I'll catch y'all on the next one. Holla.
Well
All right,
said,
fellas.
gentlemen. Take care.